We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. I need you again, so stick around. So stick around. world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away right now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away right now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. You'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. You'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too
Hey guys, what's happening? Can you guys hear me okay, or is the sound messed up? As usual, we got us a night at church stream tonight, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Okay, how's this? Is it a little better? We're going to talk about the whole Ryan Upchurch debacle and what's going on with him and his mom. What the family secrets, airing their dirty laundry on the internet, all the crazy shit that's going on. Let's talk about it. I kept pushing my stream off because I was waiting for Jones, and she was doing her the trippy true crime trivia, whatever it is. Anyhow, I'm gonna play this first video where he. Have kids, they said. Teenagers are great. Fucking great. They are. Anyhow, back to what I was just saying. So I was waiting for Joneson to finish up her true crime trivia that she had planned or whatever, and I didn't realize that she set it for 8. I thought it was 9 because our times are a little bit different. So anyhow, that's why I pushed it off. So if I felt like if it seemed like I was just pushing it back and pushing it back, that's what was going on. But anyhow, let me get to this. So this is where things get crazy. So this video right here, it's like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. We'll play it in double speed. We've already listened to some of it, but for those who have not heard it, we'll put it up here on some fast mode or whatever. We'll listen to this real fast. So this is what starts it out. He comes online and shares this video, and this is what makes all hell break loose.
My own mom? Really? No, you're not my mom. You're nothing to me. I don't ever want to see you again. I don't ever want to talk to you. I want nothing to do with you ever again. You're Patty. And you're also a piece of shit. How you gonna sit here and watch me bust my ass for the past 7 years to provide for you and my family? Our family, my brothers. And fucking steal from me and hide it from me? What the fuck? I had to read a strand of text messages earlier, y'all. That was my mom texting somebody else. Being like, hey, can you pick me up and take me to the bank so I can hurry up and get this money out before they spend it? Before I spend my own money? What? I let my mom and my brothers live with me. I ended up buying them houses. Mom, you lived with me. I bought you a house of yours. And then what? And then I go do the show at the Municipal. One of the best nights of my life. You sang on stage with me, dude. The song is called Fallin'. And it's about picking up people in time of need, not fucking stealing from them. How you gonna sit here and tell me, oh, well, you have a spending problem? No, you do. How you gonna buy two $500,000 houses and not fucking tell me? You are so fake. You're so fake. This is why none of y'all would hang out with me lately. This is why things have been the way they've been. I don't ever ask for nothing. I asked to have bonfires with people. My family. I just want to sit around a fire and talk. This is why y'all haven't talked to me in so long. Y'all been out fake balling. Fucking buying $500,000 houses with money I've busted my ass for. And then turn around and tell me that I need to slow down on spending when I'm literally buying chocolate milk and dip. You've sat there and you've watched me be an independent artist, which means I have to work harder. Not only that, I started out as a country dude who raps. That's even harder. Then when you're good at it, then everybody wants to attack you for being good at it. You've seen that too. You've seen people fucking lose court cases with me and take up so much time and so much of my money and me not never make the money back just from faulty motherfuckers trying to sue me. You were literally sitting there rubbing my back being like, it'll be okay, baby. As you're fucking stealing from me. And trying to hide it. Not to mention what happened 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I needed a spot for a studio. Mine was being remodeled. The other house I bought her. She's like, oh yeah, honey, don't worry. You can move all your stuff into here. All your studio stuff, your instruments, everything. I did. I got a call from a random person. They said, Mr. Upchurch, are you going to come get your stuff out of this house? I said, what are you talking about? They said, well, we bought this house with all your shit in it. Luckily for myself, the people who bought the house who had no idea, they let me come get my stuff. They were normal people with morals, people that cared about stuff. So they looked around. They knew something was fucked up. So they let me come get my stuff. He said, well, what about this car in the garage? I said, what car? He said, oh, this car back here. I said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, yeah, come on. We go out back. He opens this garage. There's a fucking T-top Trans Am in there, like a Smokey and the Bandit one. That I don't know about. I'm too busy working. Man. While I've been in court, having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to what? To win the court cases? Because everyone knew I was going to fucking win these court cases. But while I'm busting my ass to pay all of our bills, while I'm busting my ass to pay my lawyer, also, people, dude, I came out of your body, dude. I don't care. Anybody that associates with you, I don't give a fuck if it's family or not. You know the bad thing? I'm not even hurt. I'm not even sad. Look at all the shit I've been through. This was the cherry on top, bud. Patty, you're fucking dead to me. Anybody who associates with you in our family is fucking dead to me as well. I already felt like I didn't have a dad. You're all I've talked about. I fucking thought the world of you, dude. I was always checking on you. What about all these fucking times I asked you, do you need any money? No, baby, I'm good. Yeah, I bet the fuck you was. You wanted to do a song. I said, okay. I took you to do one. You wanted to sing on the fucking stage. I brought you up there to sing on the stage. I was a mama's boy, dude. You're not my mom anymore. Don't ever talk to me again. I want nothing to do with you. And as far as my so-called dad goes, dude, there's a reason why I don't stand around that guy. You know why that is? Because no other men respect him. I demand respect and I give respect to people. Nobody in this town respects Ronnie Upchurch. They all think he's a fucking joke because he is. It don't take a genius to look around at our family and see who the level-headed fucking alpha male is. It's not you, dog. It's not. It's never been. It never will be. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, look what you do on the internet, you fucking fat pussy. You see the comment he left the other day? He said, I'm going to sue you and make an Instagram and talk about you to my fans. You sound like a fucking idiot. Everyone who read that, you deleted it, but I still have it. Here it is right here.
I don't know who you are, Randy. Let's see here, Randy West. But if that's how you're gonna talk in here and you're gonna be rude to my mods, you can get the fuck out. I'll help you, okay?
You're a goddamn moron. You know that? Did you read what the fuck you typed, you goddamn illiterate motherfucker? This idiot. He read the post that I made on Instagram. And he says he never would have dreamed he could listen to one of his kids be so ignorant. Did the caption make a noise, dumb fuck? Because that's reading it, not listening to it. Your comment literally said, I'm going to sue you if you talk about me. And then your next sentence was, I don't need your money. What are you suing for, dummy? Fucking oxygen? You don't need my money, huh? That would be great. We'd probably have a better relationship. Probably not. But you don't need to tell me that you don't need my money. I know you need it. That's why you've called me to pay your back taxes. That's why you've called me before to pay your goddamn workers that you couldn't pay on Friday. That's why you asked me to fucking sponsor your race car.
What's up, BTM? What's happening, babe?
Nothing much, nothing much. How's things going with you?
Good. Playing a couple of these Ryan tantrums real quick so we can get to the, meat and potatoes, what's going on here.
Oh, okay, cool. So we have all night then, basically. Hi, Wings. Hi, Nabby. We see. I've heard from him. We say about this child that is growing up. She was not a good mom.
Yeah, see, I don't know about, we do have all night. Hell yeah, we do. I thought I was unmuted, but anyhow, so this is where he tries to explain what's going on. So he tries to explain, mind you, he's like outside the fence. You see where he's at? He's not like right next to the house. He's not right up like in front of the house. You know what I mean? Like he's a whole fence line away. Like he's a whole fucking yard away from this house, right? That's what makes me wonder if this is really even his house. What's up, Buttercup? What you doing, girl?
Not much. How are you guys?
Good.
Listening to this tantrum.
So right. But I agree with you. Like if you own that house, why are you on the parcel right now? Why are you on the sidewalk? Go up to the house. Get inside the house.
So he's claiming he owns this house, but yet he doesn't want to go in the house while he's filming?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, whatever piece of paper. Okay, so what he's saying is, this is what I
Okay.
gathered, okay? His mom clearly had access to his bank accounts. So he's saying that his mom was telling him, his family was telling him he spends too much money. Don't know if that's true or not, but she
Yeah,
must
that
have given like some kind of power of attorney or some kind of authorization to his account, because it would
Okay.
not make sense for him to not notice $1 million taken from his account if she had bought 2 houses with that money. Okay. So maybe he doesn't handle his finances. Maybe somebody else does, like maybe his mom or his brother or something.
Yeah.
Now, I would think, okay, now this is just me with good intentions. If I had a child that made a lot of money and I was in control of his finances, I would think that I would put some of that money into investments, such as buying houses.
Yeah, of
Does
course.
that
But I
not
have a
make sense?
question. Do we know the address of the houses that he's claiming that are not owned by him but owned by his mom?
well, okay, this is the thing. He starts talking. That's why I was going to play this video here, because then in the second one that where she comes up, even though she's taken her videos down, I know that I was actually just looking for him. I know I have them recorded, but I'll have to try to figure out how to get him up.
Yeah, I
Can't
mean,
find
like the only reason why I would say that is because
He
wouldn't it be
said that.
easy just to find out just to pull the deed?
Well, he said, yeah, he says that there's 2 houses in his name. She says that no, there's he's all high on Adderall and that he doesn't know what he's talking about and blah 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 blah. So I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Really, it is. I mean, like I said, there's 3 sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth. I mean, so it's kind of hard to tell right now at this point. I don't really know what to think.
Like,
So let me play this other one here real quick, and we'll
sure.
'cause it tries to kind of explain what's going on, even though it's hard to even tell. But
With you, bro. You know what's going on? Yeah, let me let you in on a little speck of my life. See this big, huge house right here? Did you know that I bought this house and did not know about it? This house was bought 8 days after my sold out show at the Municipal with my money. You know how much this house was? $500,000 was taken out of my account by a family member.
for one, that doesn't look like no $500,000 house.
Yeah, that house does not look like $500,000. Maybe if we were like in Brooklyn, you could see a house like that be worth, well, it'd be worth way more than $500,000 on property like that. But
Yeah, it is very odd. I mean, and she says that that's why the cops got called, because he's standing out in front of houses that are not.
oh my god!
Oh, really? He's doing a JLR.
Yeah.
That's what his mom's saying.
Mhm.
Oh no.
She did say that. She said that's
Oh.
why the cops are called, because he was standing outside of houses that he did not own. So
oh my
would love to have
Oh.
seen that.
oh my god! So I mean, like, wouldn't this be like something easy? Like, first off, if he says he owns the house, then he owns that his name should be on the deed, and thus, or a mortgage. Does he even say
He would
there's
have
a
had to sign it. I mean, I guess his money
Yeah,
owns
he
the
would have to
house. He's
sign it.
saying.
I mean, as a person who bought a house, I bought it from a mortgage, usually, but you usually have to have like a notary public to sign all the paperwork and
Yeah.
the deeds and everything. And if you have joint ownership, both parties have to
Everybody
sign it.
needs to sign it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. So technically,
His money owns the house, I think. I don't think he owns it because he would have. I think she probably stole the money. Like Buttercup is saying, she probably is like the manager or somebody has control of his money, and he's like, "You deal with the money," maybe for this. And
Okay,
she just took
so
money out and put it in her name because he would have to definitely, like what BTM saying, it's such, you have to sign so many friggin' documents. Either on she could have done it on the computer and like forged his name, but then that's like a whole nother
yeah.
problem,
I mean, the
so I
problem.
just did real quick. I just did a simple little Google search, like Ryan Upchurch properties that he owns. I came up with this Zillow search. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to somebody. But Ghost Ranch is on there. I do recognize this house. His new house that he just bought is on there. Okay. And then there are 2 other properties. Now, this property right here that's on the video is not the property is not one of the properties. So it says this is the Walker Town Road. That's Ghost Ranch. I'm not going to say like where these houses are. Okay. I'm just going to say the new property is on here. And then there's 2 other properties. They are around 500,000, but they're not $500,000.
Mm-hmm. And he owns all those properties. His name's
It's
on.
saying that, yeah, it's saying that there are 2 agent
So it very
listings.
well she could have very well bought these then.
Well, no, not that house. Let me send it to you, Queen.
Yeah, she's saying the image on the screen is not the house that he owns. That he owns other properties, but it's not the house he's standing in front of right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically
I'll send
what
it to
she's
you
saying.
right now.
Yeah, his mom comes on and she's like, "Well, do you know how many Patty and whatever the hell she says her name is? We'll say Patty Upchurch. That's not what she said, but we'll just say that But she's like, "Do you know how many Patty Up churches there are? There's so many in this, and there's so many
no
in town, and blah blah blah." He's standing, and she's like, "Why do you think the cops came? Why do you think the cops came? Not once, but twice, because he's standing in front of houses that are not his, and they had to call the police on him." That's what his mother said in her video.
That sounds like he might need medical help at this point.
Well,
Like
this is getting weird. If it's like some kind of like drama that they're doing,
I'm hoping that this is fake. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm kind of like I'm hoping that he's just faking this.
And they're just
real.
confused.
I'm really thinking this might be a publicity stunt because I went on Patty Lynn's YouTube channel today. She deleted all her videos.
Okay.
Somebody
And
else said that.
I told Queen, I'm like, is this even the right channel? Because when I used to be able
and she accused Creek Squad of being a cult. She said that she was getting threatened, that they were threatening to burn her house down, that they were allegedly threatening to her, that they were coming to. So she was scared for her life and she had to up and leave. She had to up and leave right now. And speaking of, this is what Gotcha Man shared. And I'll play it right now. I'll mute it. And this is exactly what Patty Lynn said. This is her video that she took, that she shared.
I am scared to death. So you can both go fuck yourselves. Yeah, baby. And Matthew's not here. Matthew left with William to get drinks. And he told me that if Matthew comes back and touches his truck, that we all better run. So I'm scared to stay here tonight. I'm not staying here. He's lost his fucking mind. We're going to have to talk to your daddy. He's like, and I'm going off on Be Loose. He knows Ryan's been snorting Adderall, and he ain't fucking doing nothing about it.
Man. So there's that.
Did you and
said herself, Ryan, she said, "I'm gonna get a hold of B Loose because he knows Ryan's been snorting Adderalls and he ain't doing nothing about it." That's from her own fucking mouth on her own video. She's claiming her son is snorting Adderalls.
Sounds pretty serious. Like this might not be this I don't know, man. This sounds pretty serious. Like that didn't sound like she was faking that reaction.
Yeah,
actually,
that's like a big thing, right? I mean, it's for a while, like Adderall, and before
Yeah,
that, what was the other one?
so
Ritalin.
what she was standing in front of was the car that he had given his brother,
and smashed up,
and smashed the windshield out of it, and he came on live and said,
"Oh yeah,
I smashed the fucking windshield out of it because he doesn't have a driver's license and I didn't want him driving the car." And then he said, "Mom, take your son to go get his license."
That doesn't make sense to do that. You could have just, like, I don't know, taken his keys,
right, or took the car and moved it or whatever.
Yeah,
your fax.
Fax is coming in.
Fax. What she said.
Oh shit! Wait a minute, you have a fax?
She has like blueprints of Ryan's house coming in via fax.
Are you PHP? Do you have a Xanax printer back there?
Yeah, something.
Cease and desist fax. Oh shit!
Cease and
You're
desist
done.
fax.
You just sent it to you just now. You're financially fucked. Oh no!
That's funny. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but guys, I'm looking at someone's comment. She stole all his money. Lucky that all he did.
$1 million of it. I mean,
Would
I'm
you? I
sh-
mean, like, I'm assuming Ryan's. Let's say Ryan has $5 million. Someone stole one. A large portion of your wealth. You would probably go to the cops. Now,
yeah.
these
I'm sure
properties
there's some
are in
kind of
his.
fraud.
Yeah,
Like
if these properties are in his name, then technically she did not steal them.
steal anything. Yeah.
Yeah, they're investments at this point.
that was my point. If she has any type of control over his financial matters, she can't go and okay, let me just put it this way. Tim, if I were in control of your finances, right, and I tried to go
We're not married.
Uh-oh. B. Tim's getting worried. He's starting to sweat.
But let's just say I want to go make a large purchase, such as $500,000. No matter who's in control of that account, you're going to get a phone call to authorize that.
Yes,
purchase.
You get that for just like $10,000. Like if someone, like for some people, it's like $500.
But she might be the person that got the phone call. You know what I mean? She might be the one that like handles all the finances. Do you know what I mean?
Only if she was court ordered to have full control of his duties.
Wait a minute. Someone says he did and he approved. So that's not stealing if he's approved the purchases of houses.
And if he knew, how do you not know about it unless, like you said, unless she had like full control over his finances.
Yeah, but even full control, I mean, like he would have to, like the bank would be like, the bank's not going to be like, yeah, you want to take out $1 million. I would think like most likely if she bought these properties, she would get a mortgage on them because
and it takes like
rates.
30 days, 45 days, 60. You never know. I mean, like it's a process. Like it's not something that happens overnight. He said it happened while he was on tour, maybe like he was at that show. And she did it
but he also said he got a phone call.
He's claiming
somebody alerting him.
Or 8 days later, right?
He was claiming that basically Tammy, Tam Fam Bam, which is
Tam Fam
baby. Tam Fam Bam got a hold of him and said, I need to talk to you. And he went over there. That's the string of text messages they're talking about. Tam Fam Bam is Patty Lynn's best friend. They were used to be besties and they used to do their crafting and the thrifting and all that together. You know?
Queen, can we make it known to the chat that this panel is for discussion? Like there's a lot of creek squatters coming in thinking,
coming hot.
Yeah, they're coming in hot, and it's like, no, they're saying we're only going off what we hear, rumors and whatnot, and it's like, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Ryan put this out, and he said he wants it out for the internet. He wants people to talk about it, people to know about it. Therefore, we're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. If you don't like that, then do not come in here.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, there's also is the link pinned, or do they have like a? Like
no, but I will pin the link. If you guys would like Creek Squad, anybody wants to come up and talk about this, you're more than welcome to click the link. I'll drop it right now.
Yeah,
I didn't have a problem with letting you guys up on my panel when he came and sat up here for 5 fucking hours. I let y'all come up here and hang out. Don't fucking play with me like I won't fucking let y'all come up here. Don't fucking do that.
Yeah, now it's dropped.
And we're definitely gonna motherfucking talk about it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm and like take it from my point of view, guys. I'm gonna this is particularly. I had a guy sit up here for 5 hours claim a girl did not exist. So I'm going to be a little bit critical of whatever he says, and I'm going to want proof and receipts of these accusations because he's accusing his mother of stealing $1 million. That's a big accusation, and there needs to be proof.
It's a discussion that needs to be had.
Shit, that's a lot. That's a harsh accusation to accuse him of snorting alcohol and him accusing her of stealing $1 million. I mean, these are fucking harsh. These are criminal accusations.
Yeah, $1 million is a lot of money, to be stealing from your son.
Right.
Right, guys. I see
there's
two
a-
people got up.
So yeah, we're definitely, like I said, we're definitely going to talk about it. If you guys want to come up and you want to talk about it, the link is now pinned. You're welcome to click that link. Make sure you pause your YouTube first before you come up here.
Hey, everybody. Happy
Hi.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Friday, Lady Justice. How are you, beautiful?
Oh, not too bad. Hey, I'm listening to this talk. So much to talk about, man. What was last night? What was the night before? Jesus. I was listening and I did not allow myself to get distracted though and jump on. But hey, this thing with Ryan Upchurch, I know very little about it. But as far as financial and managing somebody's finances, there's a couple of different ways to do it. Managers is one. And through a manager, it's kind of a blend between one and two. Is you can also have a durable power of attorney financial, which allows you to run the financial transactions and execute documents and all that on behalf of somebody else, and whatever the financial powers and authorities are that are spelled out in the power of attorney. And then the third way, and the first two methods don't go through the court, whether it's a manager, it's a contract, right? Unless, like so many of these wealthy people in entertainment get ripped off by their managers, but those are contracts and you'd have to go in and sue on them, but there's no reporting on that. A durable power of attorney, there's no intervention of the court or reporting on that. You could have, which he should have, is a trust, and he should have all of his assets in trust and all of his money in trust. And if you have a trust, there's a couple of people that are trustees. His relationship with his mom in the past, or a family member, it's very common to have yourself. Like I have a trust, my name is on it, and I have, another family member on it. And one or both of us can act. And if one of us dies, the other one, takes over everything. And that's kind of how it works. And it protects you from creditors, which is why if you have, assets, that's what you want to have them in, to protect them. And you run your transactions through that. Usually in a trust document, it requires annual accountings. It can be quarterly accountings, but the document provides for what the accountings are. And if you have two trustees, right, the two trustees have to do the accounting, and whoever, the trust is for the benefit of it, may have access to that. It's again provided for in the document. The other way to do it, the only way to do it through the courts, is if you go to court and you get a conservator appointed. If you get a conservator appointed, you have to show that a person is not able to manage their own funds, paying their bills. I've got a conservatorship on minors. Minors, sometimes you
That
have
was the Britney Spears thing, right?
yes,
Also?
but that's that California form was a real crazy, because they call conservatorships there are both a guardian and a conservator, where they were making all of the decisions. A conservator in most states just means exactly kind of what it sounds. You're supposed to conserve and be efficient with the administration and protecting assets. So if you get a conservator through the courts, there's almost always, you can do it two ways. One is you agree to have a conservator. I have an 84-year-old right now that I'm a conservator over. She, we're not related, and she wanted me to do it after, meeting, and she just needs help paying her bills and medical and stuff like that. So what happens is you can go voluntary and you sign to consent. Even then, when she signs to say, hey, I want, this person, or in a case where I represent a minor, and that's called a next to friend, what happens is the court will appoint what's called a guardian ad litem. The guardian ad litem is usually an attorney, and that person will meet with whoever the protected, party is, and assess whether they think that they need a conservator, even if they want one. Okay. And they, can look at medical and They do a little bit of their own investigation. They talk to who the proposed person is to be the conservator, and then they submit a report to the court. And there's a hearing that's set. At the hearing, if you voluntarily agree to it, there's a hearing, and you're basically making a record, a court record of this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. It's consented to, and the consent is supported by this report, and the person that's the proposed conservator agrees. Now,
Yeah.
you can get an conservatorship also through, you can't manage your own funds, okay? And you can't manage your own funds if you're not paying your bills. A lot of times, substance abuse people, brain injured people, some kind of incapacity that's interfering. And to me, they're the same.
Is that what happened with Britney Spears?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, do you think
And-
that the
but-
chances are that he's using that, what you're talking about, where like someone's paying his bills and everything, or do you think it's the other way around? It's like durable power of attorney.
I don't think that it's the court process, because the court process, if it's it's like involuntary, so to speak, you have to have a doctor usually. I mean, it's really hard.
So,
if it's a family, if it's someone like, say, this 84-year-old person, right, that was in a car accident and had a head injury, right, there's like some support for that. But usually a doctor, the courts want a doctor to sign off. So it could be a therapist, psychologist. You're in the hospital and you're doing self-destructive behavior.
What's he allowed this one Patty, like this woman, to take over his finances.
Is Patty his mom?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And she took over his finances. She volunteered to take over his finances. Would she be able to take out large sums of money to purchase houses without his permission, or would there have to be some sort of guidelines? Usually,
it depends on the documents. If he has a trust,
let's say he doesn't have a trust. Let's say
she's just managing. Either way, if she's just managing his money, is it governed by a contract? And if it's governed by a contract, then the contract would say what she has the authority to do. But because it's a contract, banks get really funky. But from what I'm gathering, he's claiming that money is just, $500,000 is taken out of the bank, and these homes are bought free and clear with cash. Well, I'm not understanding how they get in his name if he doesn't know anything, because if it's in his name, he has to sign those legal documents to own the property.
Yeah.
Well, right. Another thing, that was the point that I was making. If she is a trustee of his account and she's purchasing 2 homes that cost in total $1 million, he would have to sign off on that and have authorization to make those large purchases, correct?
Well, it's governed by the documents, but in a trust, like all my stuff is in trust. I purchase a house. This is where the key is. I purchase a house and say I purchase it in cash. My house is in the name of a trust. It's not in my name. He's claiming that these houses, I've heard 2 different versions. Just watching clips, is one, he says the house is in his name, but then he, like that one that you just showed the clip of, that gray house. But then I saw where he said his mom sold his house and his stuff was in it and there were new owners and whatever. That's not making sense. The only way that, like, I can think legally that that's happening is, I don't know, that there's got to be a document that would govern it.
They're not in his name. Like, so my question, I have 2
They're
questions.
not in his name, or they are?
Well, no, I have 2 questions. One is him claiming that they're his houses. Is it only because he's claiming that the money was taken from him and used to buy the houses, so they're his, right? Because it was his money. And 2, I guess I have a question for everyone on here, because y'all been watching this a lot longer than I have. What does he think is the point of these videos? Like, what is this supposed to do other than him just bitching about it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's really hard for me to get a take. My only take on him was that crazy kind of behavior that went around that Kylie Rodney, and it was like, or whatever that case was.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's done for entertainment, but now I'm kind of getting the drift that it seems to me like there may be a substance abuse issue going on.
That's what his mom says.
I mean, it seems kind of manic a little bit, but
It does seem a bit manic.
Well, it could be that too. It could be, you know, some kind of maybe bipolar or something, but there's some kind of, and I call substance abuse as a mental illness, you know, as well. So,
okay.
You know,
Do
I
we
mean, it's
actually know that she
addiction.
took? Do we know
He's
other
saying
than
she forged his name.
Well, I
other
can
than
believe
his claims? Other
See,
than
that
his
I could
claims, do we
see.
have any proof that she actually took money?
No.
No.
That's the whole problem.
No
it's
proof.
like he doesn't
He
show
never
any
has proof.
contracts. Yeah, he
Right.
didn't show the contract. But someone says he says his mom was over his money was watching his money since he was like the age of 17.
Oh, see, when he was
Well, when he was
younger,
a minor, but
yeah.
he sounds pretty damn independent now.
Yeah,
and
he's
pissed
30.
off,
maybe
like,
she stayed on, kind of like something similar with Britney's. I don't know. Who knows what
I
their
mean,
deal, their
well, that
contract
would be
is.
easy. I mean, you can check the court in the county that he lives in. Is you would check the court. You can't usually access the documents, but you can access the existence of something. It would be in the probate court in most states, in the probate court, and it would be in the matter of Ryan Upchurch, and you know, his mom would be the conservator, or you know, that kind of vehicle would be filed with the court.
Even if she just took the cash out, let's say for example that like somehow like my parents have access to my account, right? I give them that in case them or my sister need help with something. They have access to my account. Like they can just go into the bank and take the money out they want to, right? Because I gave the bank access and told them, said, hey, yeah, they're authorized, right? Now, if they'd have done that and walked into my account and like cleaned it out, there's still a record of who cleaned it out, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing that's not adding up is like, what's kind of not adding up is like it started out with what a couple nights ago when you showed the thing about him talking about his mom, and you know, there's that video where he's sitting by himself and then he goes to that house and says that, you know, he has to move his stuff out. Well, and I'm going to get my lawyer. He's always talking about my lawyer, my lawyer, my lawyer. Well, I'm telling you, if there's a lawyer involved and his mom is doing what he alleged, that shit would be shut down right the fuck away.
Yeah, you would make a bunch of statements.
He could
off of
take
it,
he could take all the money out, and you know, either one of them could clean the account out and just put it in their own name.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no, like, another thing I noticed is, like, there's no, like, rush to change anything. Like, a guy just stole $1 million, you would think your immediate reaction is to close out all ability for them to withdraw even more money and to get a lawyer to try to recover the funds that were stolen.
Okay, it's kind of
let me point out
what lawyers recommend in divorces and pre-planning. You clean them out, and it's easier to negotiate the money or the property back than to be the one that's trying to get it back.
Yeah.
Let me also point out something too. His story also doesn't add up because depending on who you're banking with, you have unions, you have security, and then you have just regular commercial banks. Every one of them has rules of how you can withdraw money. You can't just withdraw a large amount of money.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because if you're purchasing a home and you're paying cash for it, it can be wired directly. You're not going to be withdrawing.
But what I'm saying is,
you get a check.
If you're wiring money from account to account, there has to be authorization. So my thing is, it doesn't make sense, the story that he's trying to put out there. His mom has the ability to take $1 million out of his account, buy 2 homes in his name. Then to do that, she would have to maybe forge his signature. While he was touring and he had no idea that this was happening, all while he also has a lawyer on retainer at all times because he's always getting sued. So his lawyer would have usually, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
If he had a court appointed conservator, voluntary or involuntary, if it was regulated through the courts, the name of the asset is in the name of the conservator. So like when I'm a conservator, all the accounts and assets are in my name as conservator for whoever the ward is, whoever, you know, I'm taking care of.
I think Ryan's money's in his name. Really, I think he spends his own money how he wants. I just think
that's just weird. Then it sounds to me like it's more of a situation where his mom is his manager, but even if his mom is his manager, or
Yeah.
a joint account, like you talked about that a couple days ago. Why are you
Yeah.
talking about it now? Or, why are you talking about it on YouTube? Why don't you just
At
go get a
all.
lawyer and shut the shit down?
Yeah.
Yeah, because $1 million to him is a lot of money because he's not, he talks,
Well,
I've
yeah.
seen, he's worth he says he's worth $5 million, but $1 million in cash is probably a significant amount of his wealth. And you would think that would be the first thing to do is to.
It sounds a
Okay,
little
hold on.
rude, but if he
Give
has
me 1
$5
second.
million, if he has $5 million, $1 million of it being gone is a lot.
Yeah, it's a significant
Yeah.
portion of your wealth, and most of his wealth is probably not liquid. So you're talking about liquid cash that could go into other things disappearing, and he didn't even notice it. Like, you don't even notice $1 million disappearing from your bank account.
Well, if there's a
Right. Not only
mental
that,
health issue or substance abuse going on, is oftentimes people say they never authorized something, and you got it right in writing, but I don't get why either one of them are on YouTube putting all this on display. It makes him look unstable as hell.
Yeah.
Right. We have
Because
B4L that's up here and okay something mom, or okay something man, maybe. I'm not sure, but what's up, guys? Can you both hear me okay? I brought you both up here.
What's up?
I'm sorry, I'm back there just typing away.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you're right. Both of you guys are up here. I usually don't check the back chat.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Yes. How are y'all doing tonight?
Good.
That Ryan?
I just
Good.
Okay.
Go ahead, honey. What's up?
Oh, okay.
I am
I've
doing
been following
fine.
it
I was just
the dump. I've seen lots of videos on it. The reason why he's doing the videos is because he said he started his career on YouTube.
I was just coming on here to say I'm not like a huge they call them the Creek Squad. I'm not anything like that. I'm not a huge fanatic like that. I like listening to Ryan's music. I've been listening to him for a long time, and I just kind of related to his story here, and I know what it's like to be, I guess, stabbed in the back and your heart ripped out by the people that are closest to you, and
yeah,
and they're all, and the crazy thing is, they always say that you're on drugs and you're crazy for what they did to you, and I understand where he's coming from because he's in a state of confusion right now and pain that he don't even understand, and it's
But if he
hard
was,
to comprehend.
don't you think that'd be a lot harder on him to understand what's going on too? If he was under the influence of some sort of mind altering chemical, even if it is medication and he's abusing his medication,
And
when it
acknowledging
comes to that, he has admitted that he does.
Yeah.
Who's talking to me?
Marijuana, and he does do Adderall.
Who's talking up here?
This has been B4L. He has admitted that on one of his streams that he done recently. He has admitted
Right.
that.
But he said occasionally. He smokes weed all the time. He said that up here, but he said he does Adderall occasionally.
Occasionally, yes. But as for the reason why he is putting the videos on mains or on platforms is because he said he started his career on YouTube as an aspiring artist, and he wanted to document if he was ever to grow the life of an aspiring artist. So that is why he continues to document it.
But this is about millions of dollars. I would not be documenting. I would go to a lawyer and get my money back.
I don't agree with all of that. But as for like his mom, I guess he said in one of the videos, I've watched so many freaking videos on this because I'm like, what the hell is going on? So one of them, he says she was on his account, in his banking account as a trustee.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was just talking about. So they're co-trustees, and they're probably both on it.
To his account, yes.
As a trustee, she would have to account for it, but yeah, and then he'd have to get a lawyer involved because they both have access.
Well, I guess what happened when he found all this other stuff out is because somebody alerted him to the fact that
Patty Lynn didn't say he was on drugs until he caught her stealing from him.
No, one was in his mom's name.
I agree with that.
But he received a message because Patty transferred the house in her name over to the lady Tam Fam.
Okay, are you
So that
family
he
to
wouldn't
Ryan? Listen,
know
are you
about
family
that
to
house.
Ryan? Are you just someone that follows the YouTube thing like we do?
I follow the YouTube thing like you guys do.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if you were related. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get a feel for like, are you related? Are you
No,
somebody
I'm not
friend, like a
related in
cousin or a
any way.
friend?
I
I
just
am
been
just,
diving deep diving this
be
for
honest
like
with
the
you, I'm
last
just a simple
since
guy
it
who kind of
started.
likes to listen to his music every now and then. I'm not really big into the scoop of everything, but I do like to keep up every little now and again. But
Yeah, and I see. I've been deep
but
diving
no, I
because
do
I
not know
work night
Ryan. I've
shift,
never met him,
and night
but
shifts are
you
kind of
know,
boring. So
I
got
feel
plenty
him
of
on
time.
this,
Hold on,
and
you
I
guys
feel
are
like a
both
kind of
talking
a
at the
personal
same time.
connection in this story because, like I said before, I understand what that's like.
Are you able to hear me? Because you guys are talking over each other and it's hard as fuck to hear. I can't hear neither one of y'all, but I can hear both of y'all talking. I can't hear what you're saying. I can't hear what he's saying because y'all are talking over each other.
Sorry, we must be lagging.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody's lagging because you and this Oklahoma guy, or you guys are talking over each other in sync at the same time. Like I don't know if you guys can't hear each
I'm
other.
sorry about that.
Yeah,
But no, you're okay. I can't. Only one of y'all can talk at one time. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be. I can't understand.
Okay. So, but he found out that his mom.
I think it's me, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I'll get off of here and I'll let you back to it. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's
Thank
okay. Sorry, I just popped back up. Maybe it's the YouTube lagging. That's probably all it is. All right, B4L, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Okay. So his mom transferred the house in her name to the Tam Fam lady.
Right. Now I seen Tam Fam said that, but I haven't seen anyone else say that. You know what I mean? Just that she had a string of messages that she was gonna sign over this quick deed or whatever.
Yeah. And that was gonna shoot because his mom was trying to hide the purchase of that home. The other home he found is in his dad's name. That's why he don't own it. It's because it's in his dad's name.
So let me say a couple things. So this transfer that you're talking about, if the mom bought the house and then she transfers it to a third party, and you know, I don't know what the laws are in all the states, but they're pretty darn close on this, is if she bought the house $500,000 as a trustee, okay, the house would have to be, using money out of the trust, the house would have to be titled because there's no mortgage. If there's a mortgage on it, the mortgage would be in somebody's name. It can't be in the name of a trust, but the asset would be in the name of the trust. Let's just assume what you're saying is so it's in mom's name, and mom transfers it to a third party that's not her husband. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a tax on that. That's a sale, even if she says it's for, $0. So like, that's not, something's not adding up about all of this. You kind of need to pull the deeds.
Yeah. If she's got access to his account, then she can pay them taxes.
It would be the person that she transferred the house to.
Yeah. Right, but she can give that money to that person.
All right, here's where Ryan tries to explain what's going on. Let me play this real quick. We'll get a better idea of what he's talking about.
Also getting from me.
She quick signed it over to me to try to keep it out of her name so he wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, and you did have at least knowledge that she was keeping this stuff away from Ryan.
Yeah, she told me not to tell him about it. Okay. And that's why she signed it over to me to keep it out of her name.
House for you guys? Yeah.
So that lady on the phone is Tam Fam Bam. That was Patty's friend. They were best friends. If you recall, when all the shit went down with Ryan coming over here with the Kylie Rodney stuff and shit getting all crazy, those ladies were actually involved in it. They called Captain Napton, somebody else, and they were talking shit to us. I don't know if you guys recall that or not, but Tam Fam. What?
It was a blur a little bit.
It was a bunch of bullshit, but you know what I mean with with the Buttercup issue. She thought Cappy was Buttercup, and she was talking mad shit to her. Both of them were, And next thing you know, Johnny Gobble comes into the play, and she's like being all super nice to him, and like they're getting along. She's buying him paint sets and color books, and you know what I'm saying, like sending him money and shit like that. Now, this is where you're gonna hear this conversation right here come into play here.
Yeah, we didn't know it was your money, brother. We knew nothing about it.
Bought with my money. I was told I was broke and low on money and need to be better. Do you have a problem? Are you on drugs? Well, this piece of paper that says I own this house I just found out about. What is that about? I mean, my own mom? Really? Faulty. It's not you. Well, my wallet's not in my pocket. See, I don't even know where my wallet is. Because
Yeah, we watched this part. This is where he went off. This is we watched it the first part. This is the where he goes off and talks about my own mom and he hates her and all that other shit.
Wait, can I ask you a simple question? Did he put that music at the end of this video?
Oh, this is somebody else's video.
I was about to say, like, he's doing this heartfelt.
Well, this is Ryan Upchurch official or whatever the fuck it is.
Okay.
Somebody did this for him, you know what I mean? It's not.
I'm like, he's feeling heartfelt, like betrayed, and then he starts editing and putting the music at the end. I'm like, what the fuck?
Loud music in the play.
Yeah, I was like, what?
So it still doesn't make sense. So Tam saying that Patty Lynn wanted her to do a quick sell deed so that it would be in Tam's name instead of her name. So if she used it as a trustee of his account, if she used his money to purchase a house, it would not be in her name.
Well, so the deal is that none of it is still adding up. So let's just say that she did.
Okay, here's the conversation. So Ryan says, I rarely am speechless, but shit, man, my own mother. And Henley says, I don't know how this stuff works, but how do people have access to your money? And Ryan Upchurch responds and says, because they was a family member. I let have a job at my company and there was a position in accounting. Also, this is only one house. There's more I just found out about. So that's what this message on the screen says.
So as an employee, but okay. So if
that's
his
embezzlement.
mom,
if he's saying that, but hang on, let me go back to this trust.
And one second, if you're saying embezzlement, he put a screenshot up on his Instagram that said embezzlement with the eyes looking from side to side. You know what I'm saying? So he put a screenshot of the definition of embezzlement on his screen. So I guess that's exactly what he's talking about. As you're saying embezzlement, that would make more sense.
And money laundering. He put that up
and
too.
Forgery.
Yep.
Hang on.
And forgery.
Yeah.
So what would happen is if he's saying it's an employee, and he might not understand the legal distinctions, okay? So if the money is in Ryan Upchurch, whatever entity, LLC, whatever his company is that holds his money, okay? If the money is in there and he's got the $5 million there or $1 million or $500,000 there and not in a trust account, right? You only want to keep in the business account, right? The money that you need to run your operations. If his mom was an employee of that company, the fact that they're related doesn't matter. If she took the money out of the business account and purchased a home, okay, then that, without his knowledge, that's embezzlement. But how do you get the house? Like, so the lady Tam Jam or whatever you're saying is saying it was in the mom's name, right? So then the mom would have had to take the money out of the company, put it in her own name in her own bank account, and then pay cash for the house. But still, the house is titled in her name. Then she takes it, so she has a warranty deed in her name. Then she does a quit claim deed for $100. You got to have an amount in there, and does a quit claim deed, which gives the warranty deed to this Tam Jam. So that just gets more and more fraudulent. If it went through the trust vehicle, okay, If the money wasn't in the business and it went from the business to the trust and then she took it out, you still can't, as a trustee, she could have purchased the asset, but she can't transfer an asset like that for no value. So the whole thing, if what he's saying is messed up, and I'll just say this.
Well,
So that gentleman that was on Okay Man, or whoever that was, is I want to acknowledge what he's saying is, yes, you can be betrayed, and yes, people do steal, and front and center right now is Alec Murdaugh, right? I mean, we know he stole. I don't know about the
yeah.
murder.
So I have a
So
question.
it is possible, and people get funny when it comes to the money. Like a family member, Britney Spears, her dad stole from
Oh
her.
yeah.
I don't care what anyone
Yep.
says. So it is very possible that that's true too. All I'm gonna say is, as a lawyer, it ain't adding up. You need to pull the deeds.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
my so
Well,
that's my
he said
question.
that.
I have a so can I ask a question about that real fast?
Yeah,
Because
Navy text. What's up? What's up?
So I understand the whole aspect of like the embezzlement, like if she was like the accountant or whatnot, and she embezzled the money by like siphoning it off or whatever, and then bought this house. Granted, that house would be in her name and not his, right? 100%. It would
Correct.
not be in his name, but he's claiming these houses are in his name, and even if she was a trustee, she would still have to show whoever she bought the house from, whatever agency she bought it through, and all this kind of stuff, that she had the legal ability to speak on his behalf and put it under his name, right?
No, she couldn't put, if it was if the money went from the company, like he's saying, right? Let's just say the money went from his business to the trust. And that's no different than taking a paycheck, right? It's income. So he's taking income and putting it into the trust because he doesn't want, anyone to be able to, or if he gets sued, right? He wants to protect it from any kind of claims of liability or creditors. So it goes into the trust account. Then if she purchases property with that, it should have been in the name of the trust. Let's just say that it's not. She purchased it and the warranty deed went into her name. Okay. Then she quit claims it. She basically gives it to a third party. She basically took, if what he's saying is true, whether it's 100,000 or 500,000, she took a trust asset and converted it to her own use and gave it away. You can't do that.
Right. Well, so I guess my end point on all this is that those houses do not belong to him. The moment that money left the trust and she was able to do whatever she did with it, or she embezzled it or whatever, the moment it left, it no longer belongs to him. So his aspect that he has these two houses in his name.
Right. That's the problem. He
true,
keeps
right?
saying they're in my name. They're in my name. They're in my name. How
And
the
that's
fuck
the
did
part that doesn't make sense.
his name? There's no way she
That
bought
is the part that doesn't make
put those
sense.
in his fucking name. There's no way.
Right.
So you got all these researchers on here. Somebody needs to go to the Register of Deeds in the county that these houses are in and pull and see if there's warranty deeds or quit claim. The other way to do it, sometimes you have to pay through the land tract for that, but the way to do it to not have to is pull up property taxes for whatever the address
Somebody
is.
just said they pulled up a background on Intellis, and that house is still coming up in Tam Fam's name. They just said in the chat they pulled an Intellis.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this is a fucking disaster. And he said
then he needs to sue her. If it's the trust money, she needs to be sued, for taking and misappropriating those funds. And if she took the money from the business and just straight up, gave herself a $500,000 salary or 200 or whatever, then it's a criminal matter. And if you don't want to do it, if you do it the criminal way and there's a conviction, you got to do the restitution. And usually, you can do a letter, but as lawyers, we have to be careful because you can't threaten to not report a crime. That's kind of called make it right. It's kind of in the lines of extortion. I'm going to report you for a crime if you don't, do this. So it's kind of tricky, but it can be done. I don't know what's going on, but that's crazy if that's the case. And that's really messed up legally, really messed up.
I know he said also the reason why he's not pursuing legal action is because it is his mom. He's like, it's my mom. I'm not gonna press charges. It's my mom, but I don't agree with what has happened.
Well, if he doesn't want to press criminal charges, he can still get a lawyer to say, look, you misappropriated these funds, whether it was from the company or it was from the trust. You need to, transfer it over, and whoever this Tam Jam, whatever the heck the name is, I don't understand that whole connection. she's in receipt of stolen property, essentially.
Right.
I mean, the tune of a whole lot of shit.
Well, I also went back. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. He found out one of his trucks that he loaned to Tam Fam's husband or something. He went and sold it out from underneath him. The way he got away with that is they got a picture of Ryan's old ID, and then the company he sold the truck to, well, traded it in for a Mustang, I guess. That company sent that guy home with the paper, with the documents for Ryan to sign. He said he was going to have Ryan sign them. He left the company with those papers. He came back with those papers signed, but they weren't signed by Ryan. But they had Ryan's signature on them.
Well, then you got notary fraud going on, because those documents have to be notarized. And if you're a notary, I'm a notary. And if the documents have to be notarized. In order to notarize a document, whether it's a land sale
Go to
or
the
a vehicle
Secretary of
sale.
State.
Yes. And so the Secretary of State, every employee there is a notary, right? But you have to sign, like you're usually signing those documents at the counter. Okay.
You have to prove identity.
Yes, exactly. And some places, like I know, they require, 2 forms, because my kids, when they went through that licensing thing not too long ago, 2 forms of ID. And then you got to show like a utility bill, and, with these enhanced licenses now after 911. So I don't know how that happened. The only, why he would be able to do it. And if he did do it, if it was done that way, it would have to be notarized. In order to notarize, it has to be signed in front of the notary, and you have to show your, photo ID, and they got to keep a log.
I just recently purchased one of my dad's cars because he was moving and he didn't want to take that car with him to move. So what ended up happening is my dad owned it, paid in full. He had to go here. It's called Secretary of State. Other places, what is it, like
DMV?
It's DMV,
Department of Motor Vehicles.
And there's like one other one, but here, Secretary of State. So he had to go with his registration, go to the Secretary of State, and they would give him a I forget what it was called. It was like this green piece of paper, basically saying that he's transferring the ownership of that. So he had to provide that, yes, this is the proof that I own this. This is my identity. Here's my driver's license. Here's my registration. Here's my proof of insurance. And then he gave me that piece of paper. They, at the Secretary of State, printed that off with the name of the car, how many miles it had on it, if there was any car accidents or anything like that. Then he took that piece of paper, he signed it.
The title?
Okay. Yep, the title. Oh, there, thank you. The title of it. He signed the title of it. And then I had to take that and then say, okay, we're transferring over this. This is how much I bought this car for. And then I took that to Secretary of State with my ID, my proof of insurance. And then I had to re-register
I said, you said the perfect thing. He had to sign it, right? So they're claiming that it's got his like Ryan signature on there. And so it wasn't as if he had like someone had power of attorney, because if someone had power of attorney to sign in his name, they still sign their own name, right? But they have proof of power of attorney. And so, like you just said, if what he's claiming here, which is that if his claim is true, then he has a really good case for fraud if someone forged his name.
Well, hang on though, back it all the way up. So the what she was talking about, the document that she's referring to, it's the title. It's got the VIN ID. It's got your mileage when you first got it. It shows if there's any liens on it. You would have to have a lien release, but I'm sure he didn't have any liens. So how did this person get the title to the vehicle to even forge his name?
I guess, according to P Campaign in the chat, he gave it to them as a gift. However, he did not want them to get rid of it. So when he found out they traded it in and it was never taken out of his name, that's how that happened.
Oh, huh. Well,
because they never all went down and officially took it out of his name.
When you give a gift, once you give it, can't control what happens to it, number one. But
exactly.
How do you get another vehicle and put it in his name?
Once it's out of your hands, isn't it out of your hands? That's you give it as a gift and that's it.
But it's not making sense that they took one vehicle, traded it in for another one, and so you're
Because he's
changing
playing it.
titles, and it's still in the title is still in his name. Like, how do you do that?
I think there's just a whole lot of missing fucking pieces that we're not getting. Because after this whole shit show goes down, right after he finds out about the houses and whatnot, him and his mom get into a fight. He goes over, he busts out the windshield of the car. Patty freaks out. She's like, all right. And then she accuses him of being on Adderall and snorting drugs, and that his manager's helping him, and this, that, and the other, and that they're not helping him. The people around him are not helping him. And then she says she feels unsafe. She needs to get out of the house right now. And she's got to go right now. And so anyhow, she starts packing up her stuff. And that's what you're going to look. That's what he's showing you right now is this ghost ranch or whatever. Then he goes on about these 2 houses that were bought and that were purchased and stuff. And that's where we're still trying to have. That's where we've been trying to. Well, not we, but someone else has been trying to track him down. And I know I just seen in the chat where they said on Intellis that Tam Bam still owns that house. I'm not sure how the fuck any of this is working out or how his name is on it when he didn't sign for it.
I have no clue.
Doesn't add up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of a mess to me.
This was some bullshit.
So I got a question. Does anyone think this is all fake?
Possibly.
Good.
Possibly.
It just sounds like a lot of reality TV shit is what I'm hearing.
Totally.
Trash.
It could be a publicity stunt for a new song drop.
Trash. Legit trash. Bags of trash. Just, this is crazy, bro. This is my legendary studio that I have wrote some of my best songs in. That's how my family does.
You know, I wonder because he said, I got 3 albums that I haven't even had a chance to drop, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, shit. But the way he tells his mom he hates her, and then the whole windshield being broken, his mom freaking out the way she does and shit, I don't think it is fake. Honestly, I think he just, got all messed up. And I don't, really, it's like she said on her videos the other day that supposedly those houses are not in his dad's name or her name or whatever. Or they have, what I'm saying, that he's on drugs. Supposedly he's high on Adderall, and that the reason the cops showed up, and this is out of Patty's mouth on her video, but she said the reason the cops showed up is because he's standing outside someone's house that is owned or something by Ronnie Upchurch. It's not even his dad. It's not his dad's. It's not the same Ronnie Upchurch or something. I'm not sure what the hell she's talking about, but she said that's why the cops showed up. And nothing was done because they're not in Ryan's name and they're not his houses.
Yeah. I see in chat also where they're talking about Petty hasn't denied his claims of the stuff with the housing. All she's done is basically thrown out
making the money.
Is a cult. They're all on drugs and they're all after her. That's all she's come back in defense of herself. She has not denied of doing the houses.
Technically, the issue is with Ryan is that he hasn't come up with proof either of what his, he just basically saying stuff. And to be honest with you, if I was in this position and I thought someone stole $1 million from me, I would try to collect my funds back. I would go to a lawyer. I would figure out, maybe go to the bank. I would do that. I would not be going on YouTube because this is like a good portion of his wealth. This might be all his liquid cash. So it's like, it doesn't make sense to me to go on YouTube and then.
But if he's got another 200 million in the bank, whatever.
$2 million. I don't think he has two. There's a difference between he's worth $4 or $5 million. There's a difference between liquid cash and owning real estate and stuff like that. There are people, for instance, my favorite person.
I think Ryan has money, but I think Ryan spent a lot of money on his car.
Your net worth,
and that kind of shit.
Yeah,
your quote unquote net worth is not equal to liquid cash, like what I'm saying, right?
Did he just buy a brand new property?
Well, yeah, but you can probably get that with a mortgage or a credit rate. It doesn't matter. You don't. Some people don't usually like go to properties and just throw cash. Usually,
Yeah, y'all realize that most celebrities don't buy things cash out, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of them buy it based on they get a line of credit based on their celebrity.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like, so like you're talking about a person like he's claiming that a large sum of his liquid cash is stolen, and he's on here doing YouTube videos. I mean, you're talking about. I would probably be immediately doing exactly. I'd be doing like Lady Justice, going to a lawyer trying to get my money. Talk to my lawyer. I would shut down everything and try to get my money. I mean, I wouldn't be on YouTube.
And as a lawyer, I'd be having him go look at all kinds of, bank records and be, getting stuff in his hands. Maybe he has people to do it. But here's what I have to say, and then I'm going to jump down. It's what, Queen says it, I say it all the time. You know what? There's her story, his story, and the truth is somewhere in between. What I want to see is I want to see receipts. I want to see the transfers of the property, not Intellus. And Intellus can be off by a little bit depending on what time of the reporting goes into them and when you run it. Pull the deeds. The deeds, are going to be right on. The tax record might not be, might be a lag in that, but go and pull with the Register of Deeds, go and pull the deeds. Who had the property, who bought it, and then whose names it's in. Then I'll give you some what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But have a good night, everybody.
You have a good night. Thank you for jumping on.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I think Patty's really fucked up and people don't want to think it.
Sticky said some shit in chat that just made me have a random thought. What if he figured all this out with like word unscrambles and shit on a napkin and he really is just like harassing random people?
Yeah, well, that's what his mom and a lot of people are saying.
Like
that he's all
could be
strung out on dope and that he's not in his right mind and that he is standing outside houses that do not belong to him, his family, or anyone else.
Well, don't y'all remember what he did with Google Maps and shit during the Kylie
and
case?
the shit that he did with Iqmel, the shit that he, you know what I'm saying?
I think they're both fucked up. I think he's strung out.
I sell kids type shit with the purple thing. Remember when he went nuts and did all that shit?
Yeah,
and he believed that.
Yeah. Kill
He
kids.
believed that shit.
She did too, though. She did too.
Fuck, everyone did. Yeah.
What about the stolen? What do we think about the stolen bobcat that he has pictures of on somebody else's property?
Yeah, his bobcat
from the
supposedly.
zoo.
I know, right? No.
Oh no.
No machine, Ellie.
Had one.
Honestly,
Yeah,
the
he
only
said he
difference
had
in
one
him-
missing from his property that he took pictures of, and then he's like, I know where it's at, and I got pictures of it.
And honestly, the only difference between him and other celebrities that do crazy crap like this is that they usually have people around them that keep them off social media. He is literally just uploading to YouTube, so you're seeing the crazy in real time, right?
She's like unplugged. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
Patty Lynn, she don't even have her damn channel up anymore. Her channel's fucking just gone.
She took everything down. Somebody said, right?
Yeah, took her whole fucking channel down.
What if this all is happening because he got into numerology, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You're going to be very unpopular.
It wouldn't shock me though.
Right though, it wouldn't be too far fetched with him. I'm not just
It's
being
just like
a
the
dick.
girl from Stranger Things thinking the Earth's flat.
Oh shit!
I'm just saying, like,
The
Stranger
Earth is
Things
not
happened.
flat.
It's not?
Oh Jesus!
Damn.
I know. Breaking news. Breaking news. I'm sorry.
What's that?
We're gonna go ahead and tap down so that way you guys can let more up here. And I agree. I think there could be some truth on both sides of the story, but that's what I knew of it.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate you letting us know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Stop the cat.
Cap.
Yeah, no, okay, so like all legal stuff aside, like I feel like this is what I take from what Ryan is saying, is that a few months back he started to isolate himself and they started to fight with him because they started calling him out on his substance abuse. I'm taking this from what Ryan is saying.
And his
okay?
spending.
And his spending. Like, are you on drugs? You spend too much money, you're going broke. You know what I mean? And so that happened, and she was starting to freak out and wanting to make investments, which, I mean, Entellus could be wrong, but it's a pretty big coincidence for Patty Lynn to be the previous owner and for the new owner to be Tamara. I'm not going to dox her, obviously.
Yes.
But that would be a pretty big stretch. And the other house, I think he kind of went off the rails, like how he does. He'll take a grain of truth and he'll go freaking,
He's
down a rabbit hole.
toxic,
And what he did was found another Ronnie Upchurch that owned a house.
I think
And
so too, dude.
That's why they called the cops on him, and that's why Patty Lynn's only addressing one house. She's not addressing the other one at all. Notice that. But
I just think that regardless of what's wrong, he probably needs some help. If it's mental, if it's substance, if it's bad people around him, he seems
Oh,
in
you're
need of help.
you got staticky, baby. You're real
These
staticky.
damn earbuds. Hang on.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah,
Just throw them fuckers away. Them fuckers are bad.
much as Patty Lynn aggravates me though, like
my babe, she sounds so fuzzy. I hate that. So I like, you know what I mean? I want to hear what she got to say, and the fucking fuzz pisses me off.
Did that fix it?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
So here's
I
snagged
think he needs help.
somebody snagged this video. I'm gonna go grab the other one too that I got sent. But this is just one that I found real quick of what she was saying.
So all you idiots harassing me that have been harassing me for the last 24 hours, threatening to burn my house down, threatening to kill me, threatening to arm me. Your leader is standing in front of a house of somebody we don't know. That's why the police are there. Creek Squad is a cult/gang, and stupidity breeds more stupidity. So yeah, Creek Squad is disgusting. Every notation of that name, everything surrounded by that name is forever tarnished by aggressive idiots threatening my family and Ryan's dad's family. Have you ever seen those videos where people go into the abandoned houses and the furniture's still there, the table's still set, there's dishes in the sink, and it's just like, wow, these people just left in the middle of the night. That's what you're about to see here at Ghost Rage, because it's been very difficult for us to leave. And those people leave because they are worried they have to leave quickly before somebody gets hurt. I'm going to be going live all day. As soon as somebody shows up here, I will be live. Also, Ryan's guard, Rob, that's not his real name, by the way. That's an alias. That's not even his real legal name. Isn't trying to intimidate me. He's standing at the gate every time I try to leave. He comes out with his, body language, trying to intimidate me. I can't even go into my dog field with.
That's because
prove
your
it.
son is a punk.
What?
So my only thing is when people say stuff like this, like I'm saying, like prove it, right? So if someone's like physically out there doing something, and you have access to social media the way this lady purely does, I'm not saying she's wrong, but prove it. Like,
I mean, the
show.
same could be said for Ryan too, right?
Agreed. No, 100% agreed. I'm
They
on
both
either
need
side.
to be showing
I'm on either
receipts. These are very serious allegations they're making.
Hell yeah, they are. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not just making light allegations like a family fight. No, they're talking about stealing millions of dollars. That he's leading a cult.
Yeah, you need to prove
that.
that. You can't just come
He's
on and
doing
claim it.
drugs. Yeah, he's got an addiction. That he's doing drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like these are like legit.
I mean, it's damn near a cult, girl.
Can I just point out that it's all fun and games until the Kool-Aid turns against you?
That's exactly what I was
now
gonna
you're
say.
fucking scared. When y'all were
That's
sicking
what
them
I was
on
gonna
all
say,
those
too.
kids, it wasn't so scary. It was Creek Squad, mount up, and now it's like, oh, I'm scared.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if she, karma's a motherfucker, and what you put out, you often get back. Revenge
Right,
is a
threefold.
motherfucker. Let me tell you this though. I wonder how Callie Ross felt when you did this shit to her, when your son did this to her. A young teenager.
That's what I'm saying.
On a fucking panel with her with a fucking platform of 3 million people.
Yep.
She had a TikTok
And
of
you
5.
know what? I feel bad for her as much as she aggravated me, because I don't want this to happen to anybody.
Look what they did to her. Look what the fuck they did to her. That shit drug on for months. You hear me?
Right.
Months.
And like when it's said and done, when like Ryan finds recovery and gets his fucking mind together, because that's my opinion, what the fuck's going on, right? when all's said and done, and they make up, because Creek Squad, I guarantee that they're gonna make up, and y'all are gonna look fucking stupid for dragging his mama. Anyway,
Yeah.
is she gonna hold her son accountable? Is she gonna be like, hey,
No.
or are we gonna blame everybody? Because she's
No.
already blaming his fucking manager for you're supplying him with drugs. You know what I mean?
I have a question though. It's like, does she have a job, or are they all just like making, like, just leeching off Orion?
No, I think they've all been living off of him and
Yeah, I
doing.
was gonna say, I think a lot of them have been living off of him for a long
But
time.
I'm honestly more irritated with a lot of creators, like Kansas Rebel Man, for example. Like, it's so cringy to watch that guy. Oh my God. Like, the amount of freaking, like,
Is that the one
circle
that's
jerking his people do.
Yeah, but that's a good
some fucking stupid shit he yells every damn time.
You're damn right.
Oh yeah, yeah. That.
Oh, you mean is another
stupid
tragedy pimp?
No, you have a lot of Ryan Upchurch like wannabe friend, like kind of be like fanboys, and they just basically kiss Ryan's butt and put up
I mean, I would say
wall.
he's more of a tragedy John because his situation's tragic. The way he's like at Ryan Upchurch's feet.
Yeah, because you could get like a lot of subs really, really quickly, especially during the whole Kylie Rodney thing. If you like really friendly with Ryan, you just like your channel would just explode, and you would get like a lot of watch time. And
Like-
you go.
I'm gonna say this, and I like Captain Kirk and everything, but let's keep it a whole buck. He got hella subs, hella traction on his channel. Ryan was going up there. They were covering Kylie Rodney this, Kylie Rodney that, conspiracy theory this, conspiracy theory that. Then Ryan Upchurch dropped off the face of the earth and was moving, quote unquote, right? And all of a sudden, Kurt started to speak logically and was like, hey, this video of her driving in the water is kind of evidence, guys. And his chat hated that, and they were pissed, and his views went down. And then when Ryan pops up about 3.5, 4 or 5 weeks ago and decides to talk about Kylie Rodney again, Kurt was back on the conspiracy theory wagon. It was embarrassing. I'm sorry, it was embarrassing. And your live streams are still up, where you were totally like, you know what? It is what it is, kind of thing. Like, that was the vibe. You were being logical without Ryan around you, and then Ryan comes back around and everything changes. It's like I don't know. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
A lot of people do that around him, though. Like, seriously, I bet you that happens a lot around him.
A lot of creators did it too that don't even agree with anything he believes in, just for that $500 super chat. I'm like, fuck a $500 super chat. I cannot fucking be a follower. I have to stand in my fucking truth.
Yeah, $500 is like shit, to be honest with you. If someone offered me to try to buy my loyalty for $500, I'll laugh in their face. Actually,
especially when YouTube's going to take a cut.
It's the fact that Ryan Upchurch did. Like, say for example, if it was like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, right, who are like the biggest guys on the YouTube platform. It's not just the fact that they sent you money; it's the fact that they were in your live chat, and you're gonna like try to build subs based on that, right? And I've seen this happen, where they're like, "Oh, well, Mr. Beast was here, this guy was here," and you may not even agree with him at all, but it don't matter because you're trying to ride coattails to an extent, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? It's tempting too, because listen, I made a video calling out the glare for calling out Upchurch and not calling out Annie in the beginning of the Rodney case.
Yeah.
And Ryan came in my comments, was all nice to me, and I was nice to him. But then he started to go off the rails, and I fucking called him on it. And people were like, oh, he played your video on his live. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
You don't have any loyalty to him.
You know what I mean? Like, why? He goes around buying people, and that's very clear. He's made that really evident. Like, it's really, really, like, I don't know.
It's also very, very clear exactly how many people can be bought now, isn't it?
It is. It is. It really is.
Gross.
And I get it. It's tempting to just kind of steer away from what you're really about to, money makes you do stupid shit. I don't know.
It's the
not that
YouTube
easy.
addiction. It's the YouTube addiction. Like, you start getting some clicks and views and all this kind of stuff, and your sub count starts to grow. It's it's like heroin to an extent, right? And once that starts going down, and we watching this happen with like Betty and Molly and all these people, right? is that it's the same shit. They fucking go out and they do, you know, whatever story, tragedy pimping on people, and they do, you know, Dre, or they do Kylie Rodney, or they do, you know, whoever, right?
Betty got
And
most of her, well, she got about what, 10, 15,000 subs when she went and did the Quentin Simon shit, and then
yes,
back to back. You know what I mean? That's where the majority of her subs came from. She's like, oh, they're shit channels. Bitch, you were just a shit channel 3 months ago, then if that's what you consider a shit channel.
And when they realized that all they had to do was target, like, for, especially for Molly, target some female that was involved in some case and call her out and claim that she was this, that, and the third without any evidence, and people were just going to click and view and send super chats, they got addicted to it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens with Ryan Upchurch or any other celebrity that comes out and does it. Now Ryan, the thing about Ryan, though, from what I understand, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I'm like, we're relatively new to this aspect, but I've been kind of following this for a little bit from the Kylie Rodney stuff, is that he's really more active on YouTube than pretty much anyone else we know as far as like quote unquote celebrity aspect, right?
That's because he's
he went live today. Ryan Upchurch went live today, cussing his mom out. I flipped it on. He had 6,000 people in his chat.
Let me say this right fast. Hey, Phoenix, sorry, I can't type right now, but yeah, sorry if I can't say hi to you guys in live chat. If you say hi, but hey, y'all.
Yeah, but he also
I thought that was nuts.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty nuts that he's basically wasting his time to curse at his mother instead of just contacting a lawyer.
And that's what I don't understand about that. That's my question is, what is the point, right? Like, I understand this aspect, like, you know, I started on YouTube, I want to stay on YouTube, you know, whatever. But if you look at any of these other cases that have ever happened between like child stars and their parents, or, you know, rising stars and their parents, whose parents are like their managers and all this kind of stuff, like, you read about it in TMZ, or you read about this and the third, and maybe there's an Instagram message about it, one or two, but there's never a constant craziness going on with it. You just hear about whatever comes to the public press, and or if there's a court case or whatever. This is something I've never seen before.
That's because he makes his money from like being on YouTube, because that's like how he kind of promotes himself. He's not really, I don't think he's not signed with any record label. So he's basically an independent artist. So he basically, how he started out was YouTube, basically just producing music and putting on YouTube and stuff like that, and other concerts and stuff like this. So I mean, that's a big part of his actual career.
Well, yeah, he claims to be this independent artist, but I don't know. I'm gonna finish this real quick. See how I think we only got a couple minutes of this left.
Okay.
Bitch.
About him staring at me and stalking on me. I'm trying desperately to get my dog.
You gotta.
Yeah, pretty much that's it. He's starting to react to his own video or whatever this is.
So he's cursing profanities at Ryan Upchurch mom.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
that's a good take.
Who was that? I thought that was somebody in in here.
Yeah.
Who was that?
I did it first too.
And I heard like that.
I was like, who the fuck is saying all that? Like,
don't blame me. I didn't say anything.
Hey, it wasn't me. I was muted out. I promise.
If all this is supposed to be some huge buildup for his next single, that shit better be better than Wind to Tent. That's all I can say.
well, listen, he's made comments. He's made comments about like, this is like Netflix, or this is like a cheesy, this is like a Hallmark movie. And then today in his 12-minute live stream, he said that I'm already making a documentary about my life, you know, and you guys are going to get to see it soon. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't think that it's fake though. I do feel like
you feel like it's real.
What I talked about earlier was real. Like, you know, the isolation and them not hanging out with him, quote unquote, was due to them like calling him on substance and spending and all that stuff. Well, the girlfriend and him broke up and all that, you know what I mean? And then so he decided to take it to the internet and act crazy like he always does.
Well, the problem is that he sees it's like when you start introducing money to family, that's a very controlling aspect. And all these people basically are leeching off of him, and they don't have their own jobs. So they don't tell them the truth like a normal person. They've all become kind of yes men. And it got to a point where now he believes everything. It just became completely a crazy situation. Now I don't know if they're stealing money from him. If they stole money from him, then he should be going to his. If he wants his money back, go to a lawyer. If he thinks there's a criminal action, go to the cops. He shouldn't be going on
kind of
YouTube.
doubt it though.
Yeah.
All right.
I just do.
But anyway, guys, before you
Okay,
play it, I just gotta skedaddle. It's getting late.
All right, baby. Well, I'm gonna play this full video without
Good
somebody's
night,
comment.
baby Tim.
Good night, Tim.
Night.
Nah, Bubba.
Yeah, so this is the one where she okay, so after he claims that she's bought all these houses, and he goes to both these houses with the cops, and then the cops, the guy calls him back, and then the cops show up, and then he goes to the courthouse. This is her response to that.
Do you know how many Patricia Upchurches, Patricia Burgesses, and Ronnie Upchurches there are in Tennessee? Yeah. So all of you idiots harassing me that have been harassing me for the past 24 hours, threatening to burn my house down, threatening to kill me, threatening to arm me. Your leader is standing in front of a house of somebody we don't know. That's why the police are there. Creek Squad is a cult/gang, and stupidity breeds more stupidity. So yeah, Creek Squad is disgusting. Every notation of that name, everything surrounded by that name is forever tarnished by aggressive idiots threatening my family and Ryan's dad's family. Have you ever seen those videos where people go into the abandoned houses and the furniture's still there, the table's still set, there's dishes in the sink, and it's just like, wow, these people just left in the middle of the night. That's what you're about to see here at Ghost Ranch, because it's been very difficult for us to leave. And those people leave because they are worried they have to leave quickly before somebody gets hurt. I'm going to be going live all day. As soon as somebody shows up here, I will be live. Also, Ryan's guard, Rob, that's not his real name, by the way. That's an alias. That's not even his real legal name. Is it trying to intimidate me? He's standing at the gate every time I try to leave. He comes out with his, body language, trying to intimidate me. I can't even go into my dog field without him staring at me and stalking on me. I'm trying desperately to get my dogs out of here today over to my new property, which is going on the market so that we can move out of state. So I just pray that I could get my dogs out of here. I just need to get my dogs out of here. I don't give a shit about anything else that I have. I just want to get my dogs out of here, but I need Rob to stop harassing me and stalking me. I'm about to go take it to a whole nother level legally.
Okay, so B10 said earlier, and I wish he was still here because I wanted him to clarify. He said that when family gets involved with money, it's a control aspect. Do you guys think that Ryan is the controlling one, or do you guys think that his family is the controlling one?
Ryan using the money to control his family. I think that's what Tim meant. Yeah.
That's what I think too.
To be honest with you, it makes me wonder, like, what, like when she said, how many Patricia Burgesses or whatever. I mean, I definitely feel like she's pulled some fuck shit and she's enabled his behavior. We know that. We've watched it. We've seen it firsthand. We witnessed it when she was after me, when she started talking shit to Cappy, thinking Cappy was Buttercup. You know what I mean? Like when it was a whole shit show. So we know how she is. But I do feel bad that people are attacking her and going after her like they do, because you know what I'm saying? If that is the case, obviously she's concerned when he's, throwing bricks through his brother's car. And you know what I'm saying? This shit's a little more serious than just a little fight.
They all seem crazy to me, though. Like none of them they all seem toxic, like for each other. It doesn't seem like a healthy family dynamic.
Not at all. Yeah.
Really bad. What kind of got me about that video we just watched, right, is that she was talking about these things happening to her and this guy like kind of threatening her with his presence and all this kind of stuff, and the fact that she was going to go live all day. My question is, why are you going? YouTube? Well, my question is this, though. Even before that, no, you're fine. Sorry, darling. even before that, if this guy's threatening you and you have evidence of him doing this, right? Because you're going to go live all day anytime someone shows up. Why are you not recording that and sending it to the cops? Why are you talking about going live all day when you can take this, send it to the cops, be like, listen, I can't even leave this place because this guy is literally standing outside threatening me, you know, or keeping me from leaving. And I don't know, man. Like people, like I said, like I'm on either side, but like people get addicted to the social media aspect.
The attention, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm just
And
gonna
it's
go
all
live. I'm not gonna call the cops. I'm gonna go
right,
live.
right. They
Yeah.
don't make any sense to me because I guarantee you, if my family felt threatened like that or whatever, and my dad wasn't around, like my kid, my sister, and all this kind of stuff, and her husband wasn't around, she's not gonna sit there and go live on, you know, whatever social media platform. She's gonna record this, call the cops, and then pull out, you know, what she's authorized to have. You know what I mean?
Well, let me say this, okay? I don't think it's just a them problem as a family. I think that society is kind of broken up in different categories. I mean, I've seen cases where people were getting attacked on public transportation. I think you guys may know what I'm talking about. Instead of fighting the attackers or calling the police, people took out their cell phones and started recording someone getting AR'd on a transit. You know what I mean? So that is just where
Yeah, I get that.
the world is kind of doing right now. Like the police
Oh.
come out and people start recording immediately. You know what I mean? So what I gather from them since I started following Ryan is that he loves chaos. He has that kind of spirit inside of him where he creates the drama. He starts the drama, he manipulates the drama so that it can benefit him. It's always a game to him. So, you know, I brought up the thing earlier about, do you guys think he's controlling? I totally think he's controlling. He uses his money, his assets, his fame to control his fans, he manipulates. He said, I'm a master manipulator. He masterminds these situations so that it will benefit him. So now I do believe Patty believes she is in some kind of imminent danger. She knows her son better than we know him. Y'all have to understand this is their life, regardless of what they put on the internet or not. They live this life. She raised that boy. She knows how he is off camera. She knows how he has been over these years. So if she feels as though something is going on, then there has to be some kind of truth to that.
You know what you reminded me of, Buttercup? You reminded me of whenever he was
fuzzy, baby.
I'm sorry, what?
You're real fuzzy again.
Oh, well, damn, I'll just say this and jump down. I don't have any more solutions. Is whenever he was on panel and people would tell him what he was doing was like morally wrong or just wrong, period. You go, well, sue me then. Sue me. So I do think that he's probably a very controlling person, and he uses that as a way to kind of keep on top of things.
Yeah. I mean, when he was up on this panel, he was always trying to control that narrative while he was here by using explicit language. When he wasn't winning his argument, he goes towards the low punches. I'm going to call you names. I'm going to get people to make fun of you. I'm going to make a video about you making fun of you and having people attack you. That's his tactic. If you look at every dispute he has ever had with anybody, from his exes, he tried to do that with his recent ex, but she's not on social media. You know, he tried to flip that narrative as something is wrong with her, that's why we're not together anymore, instead of him being the problem, like always.
Buttercup, and I know this is the first time you and I think have talked or whatever, and pleasure to meet you. Do you think that, and this is one thing I can kind of see as a justification for his mama doing what she's doing, do you think that because of his celebrity and where they live, that he has some kind of like she believes that he has some kind of influence over the cops?
Well, based off of the things that he has said, he has made videos about the police harassing him because of his fame. But then he also donated a bunch of money to the police department not too long ago, actually. So I'm not sure exactly, where he stands in his town, as far as status, but it could go either way. It could be that he's just a nuisance, or he could be, highly favored. But if that is the case where he has a good relationship with police, I would think her mom would be afraid, or his mom would be afraid, and would feel the need to leave in a hurry if she felt like law enforcement would be on his side and always favor anything that he said.
And I will say this, like, when you get someone who is famous like that, they get crazy fans, all right? Like, if you're just like normal famous for, like, being a singer or an actor or whatever, like, you get normal crazy fans that will do whatever they can to protect you. And then if you also delve into the conspiracy side of things, like, I've dealt with the conspiracy side before, like conspiracy theorists and all this kind of stuff, they are an extra level of protective on certain things because it like defines who they are. So I can see that, like what she's talking about, people like harassing her and stuff. Like, I 100% can see that.
Yeah, because his fans believe everything he says. They believe he's a good person. They don't see him as a liar. Everything he could say, y'all, the sky is actually purple, it's not blue. You guys have been lied to all your life, and they would believe it. They'd be like, the sky is purple, y'all.
Right.
Ryan said it, So that's the going back to the cult thing, right? When there's a certain kind of person that can get mass followers to follow their every whim. Okay, they
Yeah.
usually are charismatic.
Yeah,
They
cult leaders.
usually,
Yeah.
they usually can make you. They seem relatable, right? They're so relatable to you and your situation. If you look at his fans, right? He's a country rapper. The things that he
Self-made.
makes his self-made. I built this with my own hands. If you look at his fans, is that me? What is going on?
I think that's Queen. Sorry.
Okay. If you look at his fan base, they are, hardworking, construction workers or welders or, whatever. They love trucks.
Salt of
They
the
live in
earth.
the
Salt
country.
of the earth. Yeah.
Right. So he can relate to that group of people. Now, I have said this before, if he ever did want to join a big record company, he would have a hard time with his record online to really get to a status like I don't know. I don't really know like country singers that well.
He's more of an
Billy.
aspect of an underground to an extent. He's kind of like an underground because we're like the
Yes.
Texas underground, and we have like certain like bands and stuff that if you're from Texas and you grew up in Texas, like these bands because they only play basically in Texas, right? And they got real popular because they are not attached to like a big label and they didn't quote unquote sell out, right?
Yeah. No, his concerts are pretty small, but still pretty big at the same time. Like for him to be an independent underground artist, like he is doing well for himself, but he's not, he's not one of those like big ticket names. Not a lot of people know him, really. I didn't know he made music. I just thought he was a YouTuber. So, but my point is he has these followers. He has this control problem. He has money to influence anybody that he feels like influencing. And if you notice the people that he tries to influence, they usually don't have money, right? He will have these people make YouTube channels. And now, let's use Kurt, for example. Kurt did not have a YouTube channel prior to Kylie Rodney. Now he has a YouTube channel. That's another avenue for him to control his own narrative. He uses other people's resources and time to get something that will benefit him. So it's very easy for him to go to his channel, influence his fans, and now his fans will do what he wants them to do, which is go and attack people. We've seen him do this multiple times. It's the same story, just a different situation.
I mean, and 100%, like exactly what you're describing sounds like a cult, right? And we,
Yeah.
like I don't know, like if you know, but I work with Uni Rock and all this kind of stuff. We've exposed fraud raises, and part of the things we found is that there are people that have this cult-like mentality on YouTube that are not big YouTubers, but they have enough following that they, if they say the word, other YouTubers get attacked, right? And they get struck, they get death threats, CPS calls, all this kind of stuff. And it is this very much this cult-like mentality, and he's just able to do it easier because he is a public figure that has this automatic drawing, especially with his tie. And I think it's probably even more dangerous with his tie to social media. So not only does he have this aspect of celebrity, because most celebrities have like social media accounts, but they're ran by other people. This YouTube channel of his is ran by him. So his followers know that when he goes on there, that is just him. It's not somebody else speaking for him or tweeting for him or Instagramming for him. It is literally him. And so yeah, like you said, they're going to take it as gospel because that is him on his own channel. And so that even, in my opinion, would probably make it more dangerous.
And I suspect that his fan channels, I think one was like Peanut Hawk, the other one is like Ryan Upchurch Fan Official. I think those are ran by him too. Because the reason why I say that is because the videos that are being posted on those channels are not available on social media. He doesn't have a TikTok, he has a Instagram, and I've never even bothered to look at Facebook because I'm not a Facebook kind of person. So I don't really care that much to be like going on there and making an account and stuff. So, so if you look at those platforms, right, there's no other platforms that you could be posting on. Him driving in the car talking, those are not pulled, those are not screenshot, those are not screen recordings. So either he knows the person that is running that account, he's sending it to him and say, hey, I need you to do that, or he's running that himself.
Well, I mean, if it is a cult-like aspect, then you have, your like lieutenants, right? The ones who are, out there to like your apostles, basically, to spread your message. And I'm not saying this is what it is, so please don't, if anyone's listening, like I'm not saying this is what it is, but in the aspect of like, bouncing around ideas and being very subjective with the way things are, there are people that will do that where it doesn't necessarily have to be him, but there are those who are the like diehard people that will, basically put out whatever message is sent, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and another reason why he gets away with this is because he is not to the level of famous that he thinks he is. Okay.
Right.
So I don't just follow true crime. I follow like other like drama channels, like makeup and all this other stuff, right?
Like you call drama channels, yeah, makeup. I tell you, the biggest drama channel I've ever seen is the Sewing Network.
Really?
That's crazy. Yeah, so people that do like cross stitch and stuff, they are nasty to each other. Not as nasty as like the 9-Day Fiance folk, but they're pretty bad with each other.
I'm gonna have to get into that. That sounds actually intriguing. Like, how dare she cross stitch that way? I know she's talking about me.
Oh, I'm telling you, like you wouldn't think, right? But they get nasty with you, and a lot of them are older folk too, and it's just like y'all are getting real nasty with each other for no reason.
Yeah. But it's so entertaining to me. And when some of these there's their drama, right? Like of these channels, and then there is another channel that keeps up with all this drama. I be watching them all. I be all
the
up
clip
in
channels.
it, okay?
The clip channels are some of my favorites.
No, they're not clip channels. They are just like there's a couple. I don't want to say their names on here. If you might have been recommended them or not. There's this one guy in particular. I really like his aspect and how he actually brings facts and brings the receipts and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But he talks about how the drama transpired, how it ended, and so sometimes he'll take a couple months to like correlate a video, but but no one talks about Ryan Upchurch outside of like, outside of like Queen's channel and maybe a couple other channels. No one really talks about Ryan Upchurch like he thinks they do. So if this drama got to other channels that were able to connect with TikTok and then connect to other platforms, oh, let me tell you, Ryan would be canceled so quickly. So quickly. So that's another reason, like that's another way he gets away with all that he does.
He's just popular enough, but not so much that he's not under the radar. He's under the
Right.
radar right now.
Exactly. He really is. Because there's years of him making videos and saying racist stuff and attacking people and then suing people, and you know what I mean? It's
Well, and
years
I don't
and years
listen
of
to
it.
his music. Yeah, the only way I found him was because we were talking about him with Kylie Rodney, right? Like, you know, we were you and I were talking about the Kylie Rodney thing and some of the things that had happened, because every now and then he'll comment on some true crime that he, you know, sees come across. He'll make a video and drop it, and if something else happens, and you know, he'll take a closer look at it. But then all of a sudden, now you have Ryan Upchurch, who, you know, the people, like, there were people in our community who were from the South that listened to Ryan Upchurch. And all of a sudden we got dropped these videos that Ryan was making these, like, you know, claims, you know, things like with Icke Mail and all this other kind of stuff that was happening. And it was just like, what the hell is happening? And what he does, and because he did this with Uni too, is that he will jump into your live chat. Like if he finds that you're talking about him, especially in the beginnings with the Kylie Rodney stuff, he will jump into your live chat.
Yeah, he did it over here. He came and jumped in ours several different times. And then, like I said, he came up on panel and was up here for almost 5 hours talking shit with us.
Right. And it's almost like he is touching all these communities and sitting there and say, hey, look, I see you, right? Like I'm watching. You know what I mean?
I think we're the only panel that didn't play into his shit and, you know what I'm saying, fall for his $500 super chat, kiss his ass bullshit, because we didn't do that over here.
Well, that's great, because I think that, once again, that's the
he actually made a video about us. He actually made a video. You can go back on his channel and find it. He made a video about us. It's called, I think it's called Financially Fucked is how he named it. Yeah, because he was mad at Buttercup. He was pissed the fuck off because she was talking about articles that she had read and seen and shit.
And that's the problem with a lot of these narcissists, right? And when it gets into this narcissistic personality, right, is because one, they believe they are way more important than anyone else thinks they are. Okay. And then you have this narcissistic wound that happens, right? And it may be something that no one else sees, but they take it and they see something that someone says, especially if someone's using actual commentary against them. It's just the aspect that you disagree with them that becomes this narcissistic wound that they feel the need to attack you, right? And defend themselves. And we see this with Molly and fucking Betty all the time. And I wasn't actually talking about Molly and Betty earlier when I was talking about the cult aspect. There was someone else that we've dealt with before who is very much a, you know, like a cultish leader, right?
All right, so here I got a question. I don't know if I redacted this picture or whatever, but here's a picture that was just sent. And this is the house or whatever it's in Tamara's name. See how it says Tamara right there? So that is true. That house that was from, and then it was signed over to Patricia Burgess or whatever, which would be her, on these certain dates and shit and times. Like there's certain dates on these. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I could see.
Was that one of the houses I sent you earlier?
No, there's actually one in the back that somebody came up. Hold on.
Oh, I see it.
Like,
okay.
Did I read that right? Did they say the assessed value of the property was $44,000, but they sold it for $500,000?
Yeah, here you go. Put it back up for a minute.
Am I reading that wrong?
Oh, this says, let's see here. This one says transferred from Patricia Burgess to Tamara in April 2022. And then this one says, this next one, the property purchased by Patricia Burgess and transferred to Tamara in April. This was the house he was filming in front of for $500,000, the one with the papers.
But it says on that, what you're showing right now on the screen, Queen, it says assessed value in 2021 at $44,000. Sale amount in 2022 was $500,000.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
tell me it jumped $450,000 in a year.
Yeah, there's some sketchy shit going on here.
They don't look right at all. I mean, maybe I'm just wrong. Like, I'm not a real estate guy, so I mean, it's very possible that I guess like from one year to another, you can jump hundreds of thousands of dollars in value, but there's no way that I would think assessed value in the year before for sale value is that different a year later.
Hold on. Where's Streamer? Am I
I
muted?
just sent
Okay.
them to Buttercup. Go look in your Discord, like in your inbox. I sent it to you so you could see. Here, you know what?
I'm
I'll
looking
cut
at
that
it.
off.
It says it's a renovated craftsman home with large rocking chair front porch that sits on a double lot.
Now here, I got it pulled up. It's I got it pulled up on here. I just didn't know if I should play it or like put it up on the screen or not. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't sure if.
I mean,
Okay, someone's telling me that
public information.
the assessed value is typically 70% of the actual value, has nothing to do with the actual value of the property. Okay, that's fine. It just looked weird to me, and like I said, I'm not a real estate guy, so it looks like the live chat cleared it up. So my
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like some sketch. It looks sketchy on here at first. Hold on, I'm trying to find the. Okay, this is the address on here, so it's the same one. So the one we're talking about is the one that I just showed you that's on the screen here is the one that's right here. Let me take this down. Let me see here. Let me take this picture down here. Okay. The one that he was filming in front of with the papers saying that this house was purchased or whatever was $500,000 home, and she's saying that she didn't do it. This is the one here.
So were you able to pull up a deed for it or no?
So this is where that's where he was filming. You see from the side, you see that he was standing at the fence right here filming, and you can tell that that's the side of the house. This is what okay, so Kate sent me these and somebody else emailed me papers, and then somebody else just came up in the back chat and dropped this in the back chat. This is what this is from, the private chat. I just popped it open. So here, this is the first one, and this says transferred from Patricia to Tamara in April 2022. Let's see, here's another one. Oh no, this is the same one. Anyhow, this is the one that he was talking about that was bought, that she bought and was trying to hide. And the messages from Tamara, she said, yes, this is the one that she bought, which was Patty's best friend. That's who they were on the recording with. And she said, yes, Patty, quick, claim the deed to her for this house to hide it from Ryan. So I'm guessing some sketch shit probably did happen. She probably did pull some sketch shit. I mean, something happened. I don't know. I really don't know one way or another between the both of them. I really don't know. You know what I mean?
The problem is, I'm sorry, Queen. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, it just looks very, very odd. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
The things that we're missing, like we're missing a lot of key elements in this whole equation, right? One is, what was his mother's actual role when associated with the business and like his assets, right? Was she just working as an accountant? Was she actually like a trustee? Like there's a bunch of stuff getting thrown around here that we don't know, and he's not talking about, right? Because I would think that if I was going to go on YouTube and blast my mother, which I wouldn't do because I'm a good Southern boy and I'm not going to talk about my mom on YouTube, but that's just me, right? There would be an aspect where I understood exactly what her role was and exactly what, like if something like this would happen, I would know. And when I went back, I would know exactly what her role was and what she had access to and how she had access to this and the third, right? And this is just a lot that don't make sense. But the problem is, I think that the reason why it don't make sense is because we just don't know exactly what happened.
Right. There's bits and parts and pieces missing.
They're like big. They're big chunks, right?
Yeah, like it's missing. You know, there's a lot of missing parts. A lot of. Let me see here. Johnny Gobble Gobble did a video for Patty.
Make a lot of people mad.
fixing to make a lot of people mad. We're about to turn it on and watch it real quick. But he made a now Johnny Gobble is the one that Ryan used to fight with and make fun of, and he used to talk shit about him. And Patty made friends with him. She like was buying him paint
Wait,
sets,
real quick.
giving him money
Wait,
and all that.
Wait, real quick. Hold on one second. So I'm looking up the deed, but on that listing, so in April 2022, it was actively listed for $380,000. Then it was taken off the market, and then price. It was a price change for $485,000, and then it looked like there was a pending transaction for $0, and then it sold at $500,000. So it wasn't a quick claim. It would have been. It had to have been sold.
Oh damn!
Unless there was a quick claim. So on April 16th, 2022, there was a pending transaction for $0. Unless that's the quick claim, and then if Tamara did a quick claim on that for $100, then sold it for $500 afterwards on April 28th. I don't know. I'm still looking at the deed,
But according to what we're looking at now, it's still in her name, though, right? So she didn't sell it.
no, it's not in her name right
Tam
now.
Tam? Okay.
Yeah. I'm still looking it up, though. Let me see.
Oh, because I thought that's what Queen pulled up before, was that it was still in
I said the same stuff I pulled up to her, baby. That's what she's looking at.
No, I understand. I'm just asking questions because I don't understand it. I'm kind of dumb when it comes to this.
I am too. I have no idea what the fuck. I just, like I said, I just got it. I'm high as hell over here. I just know too much. I can't concentrate on looking at it right now.
Hey, Queen, right fast while we're just like chitting and stuff. Like, thank you for having me on your panel. Like, it's been a pleasure. So.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for hanging out with us and shit. You know what I mean? I like everybody to come up and hang out. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
ma'am.
anybody
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
So I appreciate you getting out of your comfort zone and coming up and hanging out. You know.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, y'all, it's a great channel. I love people up here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. So this this dude right here is Johnny Gobble. Him and Ryan have fought for years. Like they've been back and forth for fucking years.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just found it.
Oh shit!
Okay. So the type of it is a warranty deed. Record date April 28th. Price $500,000. The buyer was in Ashland City. I'm not going to say the address, but there is a private loan, so a mortgage was used to purchase this. Okay, then let's see. And then the next one on this property would have been December 18th, 2019. A special warranty deed was used, and it was stated that a full amount was documented for the sales price of $171,600. The buyer was from Ashland City. And then July 29th, 2019, the type was a trustee deed. Okay.
Ooh.
For the sales price of $171,600. The buyer was from.
Try not to say the people, like the random ones that sold the house to them and stuff. You know what I mean? Try not to dox their names and say their names.
Oh, I'm not saying anybody's name.
Okay.
I was just saying like where the buyer was from. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So a trustee deed was used in July 29th, 2019. The buyer is from Westlake Village, California. Okay. Then in 2016, the price was sold, or the house was sold for $160,000, a warranty deed. And then again, the house was bought March 17th, 2014, with a warranty deed at $138,000.
So what was the latest purchase?
The latest purchase was a warranty deed. So we have
for how much?
2000. So what we have here, 2019, a trustee deed was used to purchase the house in the full amount, cash. Okay. Then in
How much was the full amount?
2019, 171,600.
Okay.
Okay. Then again in 2019, a special warranty deed. I need somebody to look up special warranty deed real quick because I don't know what's the difference between a warranty deed and a special warranty deed. I don't know. Okay, so that was also used with cash. There was no mortgage or anything like that. Then April 28th, 2022, a mortgage company was used for the sales price of $500 or $500,000. Sorry.
Wow, that's a nice jump in price.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, the person that bought the house actually, they took out a loan for $400,000. So $100,000 had to have been used to put a down payment on. Okay, so specialty warranty deed means that it was purchased from a trust. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So that means that someone, so if someone had 500,000 like liquid, right?
Mhm.
There would be no reason to take out a $500,000 loan. Well, I guess it wouldn't technically be a $500,000 loan because if you put down 20%, which is $100,000 in like liquid funds, which a lot of people do, like 20% is like typical when you purchase a house, right?
Mhm.
Then the loan itself would only be for the remainder of the 400,000, plus or minus taxes, whatever you had to do with that, right? So maybe it was 500,000, but still, if you had 500,000 liquid and you went to a seller and said, I can give you $500,000 liquid now without going to a mortgage account or like having to get a loan from a bank, I mean, they would just be like, okay. I don't understand why you'd have to get a mortgage out on it.
Well,
If you
no.
had,
So if what Tam is saying is true, okay, we can see on there that the house was purchased from a trustee account for an amount of $171,600, not $500,000. So
Right.
Ryan's claim is that his mom stole $500,000 from him to purchase this house, which is,
correct.
we can already say based off these receipts, that's not true. If this is Patty Lynn purchasing from his trustee account. Okay. Now
Gotcha,
this could
gotcha.
just be a big coinkydink. Okay. Could not actually, this might not be Patty Lynn at all. This, like I said, I don't think this is true story. I think this is a stunt personally. I don't know. But if let's just go with what it is, okay? If she did purchase this house, it wasn't $500,000. That trustee, and by the way, Queen, I sent it from you. That trustee is from California. Has Patty Lynn ever lived in California? I don't know. Has Ryan Upchurch ever lived in
I
California?
don't know. Honestly, I have no idea.
Is the account that they use, the trustee account, banked in California? I can't imagine so. Why? Why bank in California when the taxes are so high there when you live in Tennessee and the taxes are very low? I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Which means maybe it was somebody else that bought it in 2019. The purchase we're looking at
Right.
though is the 2022 purchase, right?
Well, so 2019, someone used a specialty warranty, used the full amount to purchase it for the same amount, 171,600.
Right. Right.
Then if we jump towards April 28th, 2022,
Okay.
that's a warranty deed. So a quick
I
claim deed.
I have all this stuff up right now, not the names of the deeds, but this is what it says. So the first house, the one that is under Tamara's name, I'm not going to say her last name. It says previous owner, Patricia Burgess, April 28th, 2022. It says deed, securities categories, resale, cash purchase, residential, and she paid $500,000 for it.
Oh wow. Okay. So that
It
makes
has
sense.
the seller's name, all that on here.
So she did pay $500,000 cash basically for that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says
Okay.
Full amount
$500,000.
stated on document.
So there's two documents. There's something. It says resale mortgage purchase. I think that has to do with the old owner because it has some other name. I don't know what it is, but then it goes from her name and some other guy to her name, and then she bought it in cash for $500,000 straight up, no mortgage. And then
Tam
Okay.
did?
No,
No,
Patricia.
Okay. That's what I was thought. Okay.
And then for Tamara, she got it on October 17th, 2022. So Patricia got it in April. And then she used a quit claim, QUIT. There's no sale price or anything. It's just under her name. Like it just says quit claim. So I guess whatever that is, whatever that lady said earlier, quit claim, where you just transfer it over.
Yeah, you transfer the ownership
So
of the house.
there would be no sale of the record of sale if it's a quick
Because there
claim
was
deed.
no sale.
Yeah, so
because
she
there was
did
no
quit
sale.
claim into Tamara's name. So she did do that. And then there's a second house, which I'm not going to say the property owners because it's sold now, but they're the people who called Ryan and said, hey, your stuff is still here. And then let me look up that report. Hold on.
But do you see the same thing that I'm seeing? When this was, do you see how it was purchased in 2019 from a trustee deed? Do you see the same thing?
Hold on, give me a second. I'll go back. But
okay,
let me
I'm gonna
just
go get some
pull
water.
up
I'll be right back.
Where did I find? Here we go. All right. So the second house was purchased by Patricia the same date, or maybe November 22nd, 2021. That was the same date as the other one, right? I think it was. Let me see.
You said April of 22 to October.
Oh, yeah, no.
of
All right. So
22.
this was before that. The other house was purchased November 22nd, 2021. And it was bought, it says resale, mortgage purchase, residential.
Well, that makes sense if she sold it to somebody that she wasn't quick deeding it to, yeah. Like they took out a mortgage to buy the house from her, right?
Well, how much is that amount for?
It says she didn't cash purchase this one. Because it said previous owner and then her name. It says sale amount $380,000, but it didn't look like it says resale mortgage purchase. I'm not looking at the next people. I'm looking at
Right, but so you're looking at it now. So when she purchased the house, did she pay it in cash or did she take out a mortgage?
Wait, hold on. There's two things. Absentee.
Because from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, because y'all been following us a lot longer than I have. According to Ryan Oakchurch, there was $1 million taken from his account, and 2 houses were each purchased for $500,000. Right?
Yeah. So the one house was definitely $500,000 in cash. This one was $380,000, but it says resale mortgage purchase.
Sticky in a live chat saying a quick
But
deed
the
means that
other
they
one
handed
said
cash
that
and owner
too,
sent
and
over
then
the deed.
so the other one said that too, and then there was another one that said cash. So I'm wondering if maybe she like bought the mortgage from the people or something. Like they had a mortgage and she just
That's
took
what
it
I
over.
see. Yeah, that's what I see too. It said full amount stated on, and the price. My price is saying different from yours. I don't know where you're looking at, but mine is saying 171,600.
That was back in
would have been
2019. That was in 2021. So the
Yeah.
house that she's talking about, which was the first house, not the house that we were looking at. The house we were looking at is the one that has the $500,000.
Oh, you're talking about a whole different house.
She's talking about a
I'm
different
talking
house,
about the second house that she sold to people where all
Well,
his
technically,
stuff.
it'd be the first house because she purchased the house you're currently talking about in 2021.
Yeah.
The second house, which is the gray one, was purchased in 2022.
So
okay, my
she
apologies
might
because
have
I was
done
still
it
talking
with-
about the gray house.
Such as items taken from sales. And it just says absentee owner, determined absentee owner. So I'm guessing maybe she just took over their
abandoned.
mortgage or whatever, like paid and took over the mortgage, and then she
Absentee,
sold,
yeah.
and then she sold the house to these new people for $300,000, December 27th, 2022. So just in
So
December.
when she took over the house though, back in April of 21, how did she pay for it?
The old house? Like
So the
which
house
house?
the house that you're talking about that was purchased in 2021, right?
Okay.
How did she pay for the house?
It just says deed securities category, resale, mortgaged purchase,
So
residential.
she took out a mortgage. Okay, so in that house she took out a mortgage.
Yeah. And then the second one says cash purchase.
Right. So
But she sold the house for cash.
Well, yeah, that makes it, and that's fine. Like no one cares about that aspect. The question is though, is that according to Ryan Upchurch's claims, she took out $1 million and purchased 2 houses, each for $500,000. Which, if she had, like the second house makes sense. She paid for it in cash, 500 grand. The first house, which was bought in 2021, doesn't make sense because when she bought it, she took out a mortgage. And if you have 500,000 liquid, you're not going to take out a mortgage.
Is it possible that she could have like taken over a mortgage but paid cash and they just didn't write it down that way?
Well, so here's the thing. So if I have a mortgage on a house, right? If I have a mortgage on like my house right now, like I have a house in South Carolina, I owe let's say I owe like 70 grand on it right now, right? If someone walks up to me and says, "Hey, listen, I'm going to pay you the balance on your house for you to give me the house," that'll be a quit claim. That's a quit claim on the house because they're going to hand me cash. I'm going to pay off my mortgage and take the deed and sign the deed over to them, right? From what I understand from what's being said in the live chat, I am not a legal
unless
person.
she took the money into her account and then got a mortgage with it and still took the money, took the money out of his account.
No, that's very possible. She went ahead and just had a mortgage anyway because maybe she wanted to flip the house. Maybe her intention was to buy the house and then flip it to somebody else for some
she
profit.
sold it for less though, but for straight cash.
Okay, well that doesn't make Oh man, that sounds weird. More like money laundering than it does anything else. But I'm not claiming money laundering. I'm just saying it's kind of what you do with money laundering.
Yeah.
So she bought it for $380 and she sold it for $300 in cash.
That doesn't make any sense unless there was actual depreciation on the value around it for some reason.
And they were the people who called him, and there was all that stuff left over. And then I'll go back to the first one real quick.
So I'm on countyoffice.org. Where are you looking at?
I'm looking at the location, like the location report on Truth Finder. You can like look up an address and then look up the location report.
Let me go to Truth Finder real quick.
It gives you all the information of the location.
How do you?
So my question, here's the deal though. I have a question though. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you ladies, but something's not adding up to me for a minute. So the house that Ryan Upchurch's stuff was in, right, that was sold to somebody else, from what I understand, is a third house. So she didn't purchase. So the house that Upchurch had his stuff in, that she sold to somebody else, was a house that he had bought for her, right? And then when he was remodeling his studio, he moved all his stuff into that house because he needed a place to move it into.
Oh, so that makes sense why it would be a mortgage on that one. All right, so I'm not seeing.
Let me just say something real quick. Okay, let me just say something real quick. So I'm on the Tennessee County website, and I looked up the address. So for the East Elm Street, okay, because I don't know the other addresses. I mean, I have them, but I haven't looked them up yet. So it's just not adding up. I'm sorry.
So there is. So my question.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up his dad. I'm gonna look up his dad and see if he's connected to that third house.
So we're missing a house, right? So the house that you're talking about that was bought in April of 21 or whatever, that had the stuff in it that they called Ryan to come get, was a house that he had purchased for his mother, right? Not the houses that he's talking about that was used with the money that was stolen.
But there was a $500,000. But there is a $500,000 house that she purchased in cash.
Right, and that's the one we're talking about in 2022. It's like April of 22, she bought the house and then she handed over to Tam Tam in October of 2022.
Yeah.
There's still a house missing. We're missing a $500,000 house somewhere.
So
Does that make
that
sense?
another $500,000. There's not
Yes.
another $500,000 listed under her
Check under
name.
his dad's. Check under his dad's name.
I'm gonna check. I'll check
Yeah.
under his dad's, and I can check under that if I can find that.
Because
summarily.
this house that I have now was bought for $171,600.
But
Nowhere
that was
near
in 20. That was in 2019.
2019.
They asked me
Right.
the property, and I'm not saying that, like I said, I'm not a realtor, but going from 2019 to 2022, depending on what happens, the buildup around an area, if it becomes more like, upscale or whatever, the houses can jump several $100,000 depending on
No.
the surrounding economy, right? So,
But in 2022, a mortgage was used for $400,000. So a
correct.
mortgage
So a
was
mortgage
taken out for $400,000, and then
right.
$100,000 is used to pay off, the sale.
Which means the house is
or as a
worth
down payment.
$500,000. The house is worth $500,000. So you put down $100,000 cash, which is 20% of $500,000, right? And then you take out a mortgage for the remaining $400,000.
Right.
But you said that the house that you were looking at bought in 2022 was paid for by cash. The one that was bought under Pamela Burgess's name was paid for in cash and then transferred over.
No, that's what she said. No, that's what Kate
what it
said
says
that
on
she
here.
found on. That's what she found on
Right.
Truth Finder. I'm looking at the
Oh,
county
okay, gotcha.
office
I'm sorry.
website, and I'm just looking at one house. She's looking at multiple houses. So I'm just
Okay,
looking at
gotcha.
East Elm Street, and based off of what the county has said, how many transfers
I'm
of
never buying a house
ownership.
on Elm Street ever. I know I've watched it, but I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe it's like a superstition, but I'm not buying any house on Elm Street.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're both getting the same thing though, Kate. It's not adding up. It's definitely it's not making sense. I need
She
that
bought
lady
a
to
house
come
in
back. Where's
cash
that
and
lady?
she claimed it to her friend so he wouldn't know. I mean that did happen. Like
Well, at least what Buttercup is seeing, based on what you're seeing, not Buttercup, but what I'm sorry, who's the other person in here? I apologize. Kate. So based on what Kate's saying, it adds up, right? So there was a cash payment of $500,000.
The 112 East Elm.
Yes, there was a cash payment for $500,000 according to what she's saying, and then there was a quick claim or quick deed aspect, which means that they two owners basically came to, or the owner and the person said, "Hey, I'm going to just hand you straight cash, and you're going to hand me the deed." From what I saw in the live chat, which means that they don't have to. I guess they don't have to register the actual amount. The fact was that it was a done deal and he transferred over, which means she could pay $5 and had the house transferred to her, right?
Yeah,
From what I understand.
Well, I don't know.
Which I don't know
That's crazy.
why it's conflicting with what you're looking at, Buttercup, but it seems to be. However, based on the claims that we're hearing coming from Ryan and others about what happened between Patricia and Tam Tam, I'm sorry, what's your name again? Darling, I'm so sorry.
Kate.
What Kate found seems to add up.
Yeah. So I'm looking through his
Unsupervised
property.
Maniacs says a quick claim doesn't require money.
Gotcha.
So, but what Kate found seems to add up to what the story is being told.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know what the aspect of what you're looking at, Buttercup, and how that adds up.
Yeah, it's not adding up on the county website. Now, I'm not saying that Truth Finder is wrong, and I'm not saying that the county thing. I always look up county websites. I mean, that's just how I look up information. But
hey, y'all are the experts here. I'm just trying to make sense of it. I'm just saying. And
I'm trying to find a house that looks. I'm trying to find a house that looks similar. He's got a bunch of houses that he owns, his dad, and I'm trying to find a house that looks similar to the house.
But is it his dad owning them or someone with the same name?
His dad, because it's connected to his report. You know what I mean? Like they have
understood. Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, if I go to
Kate Does Crime.
Now there's a So on the same.
Yeah, that's my channel.
Awesome. Well, I'll go take a look at it. Thank you.
So he has a bunch of houses that are like kind of cheap, but I don't see one that looks like.
It sounds like the one, Kate, that you're looking at right now that we saw about the quick claim and all this kind of stuff is the gray house. Does it look like the gray house? Do you know?
I can run the address on Zillow. What is it?
Let's see that at least we have one house out of the way, right? Because we're still missing a $500,000 home somewhere.
If I click on, so
Yeah,
they have
that's the gray house.
links.
Okay.
They have links
And
here.
And I don't mean to interrupt while y'all are doing this. Is searching stuff. Queen, do you want to play the video with Gobble Speaks? I know you were trying to do that earlier, and I apologize if we interrupted.
I can't find one under the dad, but I'm gonna look up what's it called. I'm gonna see if I can find that lady.
Cool. I'm sorry, I like a good mystery, and so I'm like, I'm getting like really invested right now. Like I didn't even know nothing about this until I heard like the basic story, and then y'all come in here bringing like facts and stuff, and this doesn't sound right, and I'm like, ooh. Let me put my own Sherlock Holmes.
What I'm afraid of is if Ryan is kind of in this manic state of his where he's all paranoid that his family's stealing money, and he thinks like, his mom has said that he's in front of a house that doesn't belong to him, and that's why the cops are called. He could look up the address and not go to the county website like you're supposed to, and then find all this information. And you know what I mean? Like, and then now would be telling us that this is what happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Well,
what Kate is saying does not add up to what the county is saying. So I'm wondering.
So how would that happen, though? Do we know how that would happen? Because that would mean that, like,
I don't know. It's all listed very like name of like all the claims and everything on here. I mean, do you have East written down as like on the address?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, okay, Kate, answer me this. Truth Finder, is it a secure website? Can anybody put information up there if they wanted to? Where is the information coming from Truth Finder?
It comes from, it's a background report thing.
Okay.
It's not, you can't just like edit.
It's not Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you pay for it.
Okay, we can roll that out then. Okay. Because I'm wondering, I just don't know why he doesn't say the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
Gretchen the Great says, what county website? Look up the county, then the home is in the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Cheatham County? Cheatham County?
Cheatham County. Yeah, that's what I did. I looked up Cheatham County, and then I looked up, then you go to the search, and then I went to, what's the top of this called? Let me see, hold on 1 second. And then I went to deeds, mortgages, titles, and sales history, and then you type in the address, and then it brings up the listing. So it brings me to countyoffice.org, and it's linked to Cheatham County offices. That's how I looked it up.
Gretchen, Gretchen the Great, I cannot, because I'm on my phone and I don't have access to my computer. She says the brick house isn't the same Ronnie Upchurch, and it flew by.
Yeah, so, I can't find a house connected to him, and I can't find any more houses connected to.
Don't press nothing, is what Gretchen
the other
says.
chick.
Don't press anything.
It says, don't press nothing. Yeah, Gretchen, if the link's up there, come on up here and talk. I mean, as long as Queen's okay with it, I'm assuming she is. Jump up here and let us know what you're talking about.
Come on up.
Yeah, I don't see any other houses under there, and even the dad. The dad's wife though is a realtor. Maybe I can find.
Things that
I
she
don't know her
sold.
name though. Like I don't know.
Are you having fun, Queen? You getting bored? Getting sleepy?
No, man. If I do, I'll be like, okay, it's time to get going. I'm like one of them. Like, all right, it's time to go. You know, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Gotta go.
Yes,
Queen
ma'am.
was
I
just
understand
making a
that.
midnight snack. That's what she was doing.
Hell
Wasn't
yeah,
she?
Scotty. You know how I do, girl.
Little
I'm here.
midnight toke. I get it.
I'm all right,
I
baby.
get
I'm here. But when I do get tired, I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I'm like, I'm quick about it.
I mean,
I
the
would if
last
I
thing
had
I
a
can
voice
check
left.
is
So Gretchen says, she says, I would if I had a voice left. I put the property records that say the same thing I'm saying here in chat, and Kate has them too. I just don't think she wants to believe Ryan.
Who?
I don't know what that means, but
Who, me?
yeah, it
I'm
says
not here to believe
perfectly
anybody. I'm not
imperfect.
on nobody's side.
Gretchen says, perfectly imperfect. I would if I had a voice left. I put the property records that say the same thing I'm saying here in chat. And Kate has them too. I just don't think she wants to believe Ryan.
I don't understand the last part.
I don't either. I'm just reading what she put.
Ryan isn't the one talking about quick deeds and all this other stuff.
She's talking about Kate doesn't want to believe Ryan. So I don't know, Kate, do you not want to believe Ryan? I don't understand that.
Kate on panel, right?
I believe what he said. I mean, after seeing what I looked up, I believe it.
I'm assuming it's the same one.
I have no reason not to.
Gretchen says, what county, though, because Cheatham County property records show what we've said, Kate does crime, go straight to government. Oh,
wait a
different
minute.
Kate. Sorry,
Is
not
this
you,
the
Kate.
house that
Not
is
Kate
this
on
the
panel.
house
It was a
that he
different
was
Kate.
at?
Sorry.
I need a screen share real quick. Hold on. Does anyone remember what the house looked like that he was outside where the cops were?
It's
Yeah,
the 12 East Elm.
No,
It's that one.
No. The third house.
That's the one where he was standing outside with the papers. The other one was a brick house.
Hold
he
on,
said
Queen.
his
Tell me if
girlfriend
this is
were wanting it.
Is the brick house the secret house we don't have any records on yet?
No, that's the one where his girlfriend said that him and his girl supposedly. Make that bigger so I can see it, baby.
I don't. Let me try and see if I can save it and then make it bigger.
It's all right
because we're Queen. We're missing a house. Right?
Because if this is the brick house, Ronnie's wife owns this. Hold on.
Let me go find the video. I'll go find the video where he was sitting in front of it because he was kind of to the side. I mean, you can't really see the front.
Yeah.
Let me go look.
This is the same house, then.
What, the same house as which house?
The one that they were standing in front of with the cops when he called the cops.
Oh, gotcha. And the thing is, though, too, can people not FOIA the police report? Because if the cops came out, they had to make a report, whether anything happened or not, right? So people could go FOIA the report, and the cops would have to detail, yeah, we came out and Ryan Upchurch is being cray, right?
Let's see here.
All right, just get a mental imprint of this house, guys, because if this is it, then this is I'll keep it up too, just in case. But this is I looked up the address.
And y'all got me on like a Friday night. Y'all got me wanting to do some crime stuff. This is crazy.
Usually we talk about like Idaho 4, the Alex Murdaugh trial, or like,
dude,
you know
don't
what I
get me started on the Murdaugh stuff, man. That dude is weird. I was on. So there's a friend of mine that she like super small channel, right? Like there's only like 2 of us in there. But she was covering it. And she was giving me the backstory on all that Alex Murdaugh stuff with like him killing his wife and son and stuff. Man, that is some. And then his ties to the community. That's some crazy shit.
Although, I mean, they could have just bought this house. Like, I don't know how he's connecting it to him though, because they own like a painting business or something. Like, they may have just bought this house out. I don't know how he's connecting it to him. You know what I mean? Like,
It's not making sense. I'm trying to tell you.
QueenBee, on a separate night, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Murdoch thing.
Oh yeah, you know what we'll be talking about? Matter of fact, we'll be talking about it tomorrow at some point in time.
I might jump up with you if you don't mind, because I like to hear your thoughts on it. Because, like I said, I'm very new into it, but I got some theories.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm down. I'm definitely down for sure. All right, here.
You
Okay,
quickly
so I
become
found
one of
this.
my favorite people.
Here's what? What? I'm sorry. What you said?
I said no. I said you quickly become one of my favorite people.
Oh fuck yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Shit.
Hell yeah.
All right. Oh shit.
It's really obvious to a lot already, but for the ones that it's not obvious to, just sit back and just watch, man. Like visualize things. Actually process shit for yourself, okay? At some point, the small percentage of y'all that do this kind of thing, you're gonna have to stop watching the internet, okay? It's driving the world crazy. Like, it's making a lot of y'all look fucking crazy. But anyway, man, I hope y'all have a good day. And
you're streaming on the internet.
I'm seeing a lot of people say, "Hey, well, you know, this personal stuff shouldn't be on the internet." No, yes, it should. Yes, it should, because I'm not letting anybody speak for me or tell my truth. Okay, I've always been here to show receipts and show the truth, and that's something that a lot of artists and a lot of entertainers don't do, and they just let people assume whatever about them. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue with nobody no more on the internet, but I'm not letting nobody lie about me. So, yeah, you are getting the full, entire documented life of me. You have since the beginning, and I'm not stopping now. Why would I do that? I'm trying to be the realest music story ever told, and that's what you're getting. So I guess don't look at it. Oh, boys. Oh, boys. You see what that building is behind me? It's the courthouse. And boy is not fucking happy right now. All right, so on top of everything, we'll get to the rest of the stuff in a minute, but I'm at my farm right now. There is a missing bobcat from my ranch. If somebody doesn't return it in like the next 2 hours, I'm just going to report it stolen. So I think I know where it's at, but yeah, it's about to be reported stolen, so you might want to do something about it. And I would advise you not do nothing too dumb, because I kind of already took a picture of where it's at. So yeah, you got 2 hours. 2 hours, or you are going to be in possession of something.
Now, why in the fuck would they take a bobcat?
Right? Who the hell wants
You know
to
what I
get that close? Can I say one thing real fast? Gretchen, I apologize. I confused the fact that you're talking about two different Kates spelled the same. That was my fault, not yours, and I do apologize.
Let me say,
Stolen that is over $10,000.
I was gonna say, my family owns a construction company. Stealing equipment is a pretty common thing. You know, we have big equipment, and we can't always transport that back and forth from like our garages and to the sites that we're working at. So we'll leave them in like Walmart parking lots, or sometimes we'll ask like people that own homes that with a lot of land if we could leave them there. So it is possible that people can steal equipment, because we do sometimes leave the keys in there. But usually the machine operator will take the keys with them, lock it up or whatever. But I mean, it's not uncommon for people to steal big equipment. It happens. That's why you get an insured.
And they're worth a
Well, I
good
think
chunk
it's
of
like
change.
one of his family members, like he's trying to insinuate maybe his brother or his uncle or something took his bobcat, and he's like, I've already taken a picture of it. Don't try nothing stupid. Like somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody close to him, like maybe his yeah, like somebody took it and he's fucking yeah.
Well, I just like, do we miss the fact that he tells people to stop paying attention to the internet when he literally uses the internet as his main venue for communicating with folk?
Yeah, he's like, internet's turning people crazy. Well, fuck, we're looking at it. Shit. Shit.
But here's the
Like,
thing
bro,
too. If he
are
had
you
a
serious?
tractor on his property, then that person that stole it would have had known that that tractor was on that property. It's not like you're going to put it by the mailbox and just leave it there with the keys in it. You know what I mean? Like, you would have to come on that person's property and know where it is to steal it, right? And then on top of that, you would hear it getting started up. Those things are loud. They take diesel.
Yeah, they're not
so
quiet.
you
They're
would
not
hear,
quiet things.
right. So you would hear it starting up in the middle of the night, and they're slow.
What would it,
So you could catch up. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking
so
about? What are you
Buttercup,
chatting
what
about,
would it
Ryan?
take? What would it take to tow one of those off a property?
Put a key in it and drive away. I mean, that's
Well,
simple
no.
as
What I'm
that.
saying is, if you didn't want to make the noise that a
A
bobcat would make,
trailer. A trailer
like
on the back of
Well,
a
a
truck.
trailer would still make noise. I mean, you need a diesel truck, right? Something
that's
that
what
can
I'm saying.
actually
So the
pull that
level of
weight.
noise is going to be pretty much equal regardless.
Yeah, you're gonna hear something.
I mean, like one of those pull-along hitch trailers that you just pull in the back. They're not too loud. Like if you have a truck and you just hook one of those little hitch like the trailers that they carry like lawnmowers and shit on the back. One of those, like just drive it
Yeah.
up there and park it in there and pull it away.
I mean, I guess, but it would still take. I mean, even somebody really skilled, right? Probably could do
I
it
just
in
think
like
somebody
10
was
minutes.
using it and he's being a petty little bitch about it. That's all I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish playing this. Hold on.
That would be a shame. Right. Well, I don't really know what's going on here, but this is another house we just found.
That's what I was waiting for. Did that look anything like the house that you were talking about?
Rewind just a little bit again.
The color is not the same on the brick. There's a multi-color.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, I don't know where the hell that is. I mean,
No, that's not the same at
at
all.
this point, he might just be looking up his parents' name and finding houses tied to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
That's not
I
the
don't
same.
think there's a
It's-
connection. I don't think they bought anything with his money. Like,
It's definitely similar, and the red brick does look. Oh God, let me think.
No, that's not the same.
yeah, but the
not
door
the
was
same
on like the
house.
other side.
Yeah, no, it's not. I think it's
Okay, I
similar
was
to
gonna
the
say,
house.
you want to
that
pull
we
yours
saw.
up. Pull yours up. Okay, you got it ready to pull. You got yours up.
Hold on a second.
So you can put it up. I'll put
See,
it right back.
the color is not the same. The red brick color is the same, but
Yeah, and it
actual
had
shape of the
blue
house-
shutter. What the hell? Where did this come from? Hold on.
So what did he say before pulling up to this house? What did he say?
They found another house.
No,
Yeah.
what did Ryan say in this video?
Yeah, it's different. I put it up. You can check.
All right. So okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
different.
it's
The
not the
door is different.
Right.
But what did Ryan say in the video when pulling up to the house? What did he say?
Another
here,
house. I think he's probably like, I think the mom's right about that house. I think she did pull some shady shit just because, that's what like it's saying. And she didn't deny that. She only denied this house. Like she didn't deny the other house, or she didn't really say anything about the other two that he claimed, although I don't know what the second house is. Unless he's meaning like she sold that house that he bought her and got the money from it, if that's what he's trying to say. Like she got me
Ghost
for
Ranch?
another. Not Ghost Ranch.
Well, the ghost. Oh, okay.
The second
the
house
one that he moved when he
his
was in his
stuff-
little diatribe, right? When he was when he was like all bitching and wherever he was, right? And that's when he claimed the guy called him and said, "Oh, your shit's in my house." That's the one that he bought for her that she sold.
Maybe he's implying that she made almost another $500,000 on it because she sold it. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing I can think of. But she definitely was shady with the first one that he found, and he found that out from Tamara. So it's not like he unscrambled that in some words on a paper. But all the other ones,
Tamara went to him and told him, like, look, me
Yeah.
and your mom pulled some fuck shit. She quit claimed to me or whatever, did this deed to me, and then I gave it back to her, whatever. So we were hiding it from you. She didn't want you to find out. She didn't want you to know. So I could see her pulling some other fuck shit with these other houses. Not that I'm, but
So
I mean,
is it possible that she only bought one house?
if she's gonna do it once, she'll do it twice.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so maybe she only did it once, and then he's assuming she did it again because, like, see, she did pull $1 million, right? And we can see through some of the things that we've seen tonight that Kate's brought and that Gretchen was like confirming in the live chat that there was a house that was bought for $500,000 cash, right? That was quick deeded over to Tam Tam. Okay, we've seen that. We understand that exists. We can't find the other house, maybe because it does not exist. He just assumes that she had to take in $1 million and bought 2 houses for $5,100. Because what else would, I mean, you can do anything else you want with $500K, right? But,
unless it's in like his brother's name or something. I mean, I didn't think about that.
But it still would have had to been bought in his mother's name and then quick deeded over to his brother.
Yeah, true.
So either way, her name would be on this because if she's the one, the sole absconder with $1 million, what we should see similar records to what Kate found in the house that we're talking about from 2022, right?
Yeah.
But we don't. We're not seeing this. All we're seeing is a mortgage on a house that we know that Ryan had bought her.
Yeah.
Hence, the mortgage makes sense. And then she sold it for $380,000. And that's where the guy comes and says, hey, come pick up your shit. And then we have a Camaro.
Yep.
So maybe this third house, this other house that he claims that she bought with the other $500,000 does not exist. She may have not, maybe she didn't even take another, maybe she only took $500,000.
I bet Tamara told him about this house, and then he started, going crazy and started looking up shit, and then maybe
Gretchen,
got ahead of himself.
Yeah. Tamara is the one at the Elm Street address. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he does love a good conspiracy theory. So
Oh yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely loves some conspiracy theories. That's for fucking sure. Go ahead, Navy. I didn't mean to hit that button. I'm sorry.
Oh no, Queen, you're right. I thought I was interrupting you. I apologize.
No. I moved my mouse over that, and it accidentally tried to play it. But you were chatting, so I was like, "Hurry up, I'm trying to get it off."
No, you're good. You're good. This is your stream. You do whatever you want. You the queen. So, but no. Like the thing about conspiracy theorists though is that they will make mountains out of molehills real quick.
Oh yeah, he definitely. Oh fuck yeah, he does that. He does that all the time. He does that all the time with everything.
Don't do, and they just let people assume whatever about them. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue with nobody no more on the internet, but I'm not letting nobody lie about me. So, yeah, you are getting the full, entire documented life of me. You have since the beginning, and I'm not stopping now. Why would I do that? I'm trying to be the realest music story ever told, and that's what you're getting. So, I guess don't look at it. Oh boys, you see what that building is behind me? It's the courthouse, and your boy is not fucking happy right now. All right, so on top of everything, we'll get to the rest of the stuff in a minute, but I'm at my farm right now. There is a missing bobcat from my ranch. If somebody doesn't return it in like the next 2 hours, I'm just going to report it stolen. So I think I know where it's at, but yeah, it's about to be reported stolen. So you might want to do something about it. And I would advise you not do nothing too dumb because I kind of already took a picture of where it's at. So yeah, you got 2 hours. 2 hours, or you are going to be in possession of something stolen that is over $10,000.
So he knows
that
where
would
it's
be a
at.
shame. Right. Well, I don't really know what's going on here, but this is another house we just found that was in my name apparently and switched to someone else's name. I just knocked on the door and they said they're calling the police. So that tells me I think they know that some fucked up shit has happened. Me and my cousin came over here about an hour ago before we went to the sheriff's department. The people told me to come back, so I'm here, and now they want to call the cops. It really, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, well, this is very interesting. The cops came, went to the door, asked them some questions. Guess who's the only person that I know that this person knows at this house. Ronnie Upchurch. Wow. Wow. This is going to be so fucking great. It's going to be a Netflix movie. So now I guess I'm going to go get my lawyer to file on this house as well. What? This is fucking wild. This is wild. Guess what else I found out today? That house you just seen? Guess what house that is? That's the house that me and Brianna wanted to get. So we could live elsewhere without my fucking asshole, stupid ass mother. Guess what else I found out? Brianna used to cook me dinner, and my mother would throw it away. Like Brianna never did nothing. Guess what else my mother has done that now I'm thinking is a fucking lie? Made me angry at Brianna for no fucking reason. Telling me, oh yeah, I seen her riding around with other guys. Oh yeah, I know she's cheating on you. I seen it. It was all bullshit. It was all a fucking lie. Oh, son. You done fucked up. You know, I find it real fucking weird. That house I just left, the only person that person knows, that I know mutually, is Ronnie Upchurch. The fucking idiot who just said he was going to sue me and tell all his fans or whatever in the fuck his fucking psycho ass goddamn brain came up with. Not only that, check it out. Guess who listed... Oh, yeah, by the way, my security guard's house that I bought, they tried to list it for sale. Guess who tried to list it for sale? My dad's wife. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Y'all are so fucked. I hope y'all like the color orange, man. Yeah, and one more thing. Patricia, hey, stupid ass. Do you not know that I can see what you're doing? Yeah, I just seen what you did. You're trying to take money out of my account. Yeah, and I clicked deny. You're not getting it. By the way, it shows the address of where the computer is that you're using. God damn, this is a fucking Hallmark movie. But boy, I tell you what, hey, don't feel sorry for me.
Wait.
I don't think y'all realize how fucking badass and great my life is about to be. Wow. This whole time, I've never known what I truly make. Dude, I've been functioning and helping people off of what I was given. Now I know what I actually make. Holy shit. And for God's sakes, man, I mean, Brianna, look, man, I know you probably don't watch my shit, and I don't fucking blame you, to be real. Because I was an asshole to you. And, yeah, I was an asshole to you for goddamn no fucking reason. And I'm sorry that I believed the shit that Petty would say about you. Wow.
So I don't understand something, if I may. You're telling me that he gets notifications on his phone.
I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all for everything. This is a lot to take in. So I'm trying to take it in with ease and not let my mind wander too much. But I just wanted to say thanks. And I think your boy's finna go on a vacation. I think it's well overdue now.
Let me let you in on a little speck of my life. You see this big fucking huge house right here? Did you know that I bought this house and did not know about it? This house was bought 8 days after my sold out show at the Municipal. With my money. Do you know how much this house was? $500,000 was taken out of my account by a family member. This house was hidden from me.
She quick signed it over to me to try to keep it out of her name so he wouldn't know about it.
Yeah. And you did have at least knowledge that she was keeping this stuff away from Ryan.
Yeah, she told me not to tell him about it.
Okay.
And that's why she signed it over to me to keep it out of her name.
This house for you guys? Yeah. We didn't know it was your money, brother. We didn't know nothing about it.
Bought with my money. I was. Good fucking God, dude.
Fucking trash. Fucking everywhere. Trash. Legit trash. Bags of trash. Just fucking, this is crazy, bro. This is my legendary fucking studio that I have wrote some of my best songs in. That's how my family does.
So there is another house under Patty's name that I found through his brother that she bought for cash in 2020 for $375,000, and then she quit claim it to somebody named Paul, which I don't know if that's
The brother, and no,
his brother or what, but it was quit claimed. It was in April of 2020, and it was bought in cash for $375,000, and then quit claimed to a Paul, and her name is on it too, her name and his brother's name.
so I don't understand something. He gets alerts on his phone when she wants to pull out petty cash, but he gets no alerts from the bank when they pull out millions of dollars.
So if she you can have like a business account where you can give cards to like several people in the business to use.
Right.
And you know, he had her doing accounting, I guess, because he said someone in his family was doing accounting. So she probably paid, you know, their overhead for all that stuff and the bills and stuff, and probably had her own debit card. And, you know, when you get a bunch of money and it's just going in your bank account and somebody's controlling it for you, you may not even notice. He didn't even know. He claims that he didn't even know how much he made from that.
Which I think is weird. Isn't that weird?
No.
I guess not
I mean,
for a
like,
celebrity. I guess
not when you
yeah.
have like a multi-million-dollar company and like
I guess like growing up, like because but the thing is though, like he grew up poor, right? That's his whole aspect. That he grew up poor, self-made man, right? I don't know. It just don't make sense.
Also, if he went and changed, like kicked them all off the account, and then she tried to use the card to take money out, then he would get an alert that, you know, somebody's trying to. So that
before you are quick to be like, oh, you know, I believe him, whatever. I think there's some truth to it, but let's go back a little bit. He was at a house and said, hey, look at this house.
I don't believe that house.
Yeah, he's at some house talking about, this is the house me and Brianna wanted to buy, and that's not the same house that was listed underneath his dad's house. So we can already say that is X'd out.
I think that was like conspiracy. Like he started just looking up shit and found a house. But I like the first,
or he's staging drama like he normally does. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I think there's some truth to some of it, and it actually is easy to, if you have, like, my husband, he works in the wintertime. He works for his uncle, and they have a multi-million-dollar construction company, and they all have cards that they can use to go, you know, to buy, like if they need to go buy supplies for a job or whatever, they go and they have their own business cards and they use it, and then the accounting lady handles all that stuff. Well, their accounting lady, she got caught stealing from them, and they didn't even know, because whoever's handling accounting handles all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she's in control of the money, so she can justify anything.
Yeah, once the money gets past a certain amount and somebody's handling it, you know, you don't even. Yeah, that's what I found. So I this might be a house he bought them. I don't know, but this is just in 2020. There was a house with his mom and brother's name on it, and it was quick claimed over to some guy, Paul. I don't know if that's the other house, but that's just another house I found in her name.
But here's the thing. This is what does not make sense to me. Whether she had control over a business account or she was a trustee of an account, you normally do not keep all of your cash in one account or large amounts of money in cash. If as someone that owns businesses, okay, I have to entrust people with I have business credit cards. They use it for gas, they use it for food, they use it for lodging. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take $1 million and put it in that account for other people to be using. That doesn't make sense.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, Buttercup, because you have more experience than I do, but doesn't the bank only insure up to a certain amount? That's why you don't keep large. It's up to like $250,000 or something like that. That's the only thing they want to insure. That's why you don't. That's why you have multiple accounts spread across, or you have like, something like a trust that's consolidated or whatever, because the bank cannot literally hold like anything more than $240,000 or whatever at the time.
Right. So for my business accounts, I use a commercial bank. The insurance is only $1 million on that. So I'm not dumb enough to put $1 million. I mean, I don't have $1 million. Just let me just be clear, okay? But I wouldn't put $1 million into that account and then allow 5 people to have a card and have access to that money. That does not make sense.
Well, he probably only had like his mom. I don't think he had like 5 people on it. You know what I mean? You can have like one person.
It doesn't matter if it's just your mom. I mean, why would you? You're basically just saying, okay, if you put $1 million into that business account and then your mom has access to it, you might as well just say, that money's for you to spend. I'm never going to see that again. Stop complaining about it then. Whatever she decided to do with it, why are you on the internet throwing your mom under the rug? If she decided to take that $1 million and buy a couple properties that are not even in your name, you say they're in your name, that she took the money from you and they're worth over $1 million. Well, we can go ahead and debunk that right now. It wasn't adding up to the two houses.
It was the fact that she transferred it into her friend's name to hide it from him and was being shady about it. I don't like buying up church, but obviously she was doing shady shit with his money and trying to hide it under her friend's name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care for the guy, but it's pretty clear that she did pull some shady crap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much, and I don't know what her reasons were. Maybe they were good intentions because he's spiraling. You know what I mean? But regardless, if that's their business account and he's getting, he probably has it under an LLC, and they probably have a business account, and all his money that he does for shows and whatever funnels into there, and then they probably transfer it out for bills and in his personal account or whatever. And then, she probably transferred so much out right away and said, look, I don't think he was aware of it. She probably told it because she was his manager too, as far like I think so. So she probably told him, you made so-and-so from this show, and didn't even tell, like, took 500,000 out for him. He probably made a couple million, right? And then she took 500,000 out and was like, yeah, you made this much, and didn't even say it. Like,
now, playing devil's advocate, right? If I want to play devil's advocate for a second, if I was the mother in the aspect, like I said, devil's advocate, trying to look out for her son, who was, maybe he has some substance abuse problems, he's going through cash, he doesn't know what he has, right? And he keeps like giving it out, this and third, to like the dad, the siblings, friends, like he's Elvising this up, right?
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. I can entertain an aspect where she would siphon off 500,000 and invest it in a home that will retain property, retain property value and all this kind of stuff. That if one day it comes down to where he is like dirt poor bottom, they can sell that property. It's not under him, so if he gets like liens against him or whatever, or he's in debt and has to pay all this kind of stuff off, they cannot come after that property because it doesn't belong to him, her, or anybody else, because she did a quick deed over to a friend that that is like a nest egg that she's trying to save for him. Now, granted, this is a wild ass fucking theory, but if I'm playing devil's advocate, I can see that being a thing that a mother would do.
That's what I said. I don't know what her intentions were. Maybe she felt like she was, helping him, and
at the same time, if you are putting money into investments to later grow that money, because that's usually why you invest, right? Maybe she invested $300,000. and then you could sell that property for $500,000 a few years later, right? You normally
Right.
wouldn't do a quick claim deed because
Well, the
usually
quick
a
claim
quick
is to
Why
get
claim
out
wouldn't
of
she
deed,
just put it in Ryan's name and just have it sit there in Ryan's name?
because
Why
if they come
put
after because
in
if
some
something happens and they
random
come after
lady's
Ryan,
name?
they come after Ryan and they go after his entire assets. Anything under his name falls under whatever claim they have, and there is no nest egg, right? Because they'll
Yeah,
come
but
after
she
everything
put
he
it
owns.
under her friend's name, not even like a family member.
I
You know what
I
I
don't.
mean?
Maybe
Like
she
that's
was. I don't know. Maybe she's scared. I mean, like I am like literally drawn from the hip here. Like I'm just making some devil's advocate. You know, why could this be a positive thing that happened, right?
and her and her
And
friend fell out. So God forbid, like,
right. I mean, I didn't say it was a good idea. I was saying that maybe
yeah.
this was her intention, right? And which it was dumb because she's not a fucking business person, doesn't understand things, right? Like I'd rather take that and invest it in some like mutual funds or something like that. Than like whatever the hell it does on the stock market. But she thought it would be better to have this. Who knows, right? Who the fuck knows?
wait,
And that's the
so
problem is
so
that we're
P
making assumptions on some big missing holes. Go ahead, sorry,
I
Buttercup.
mean,
Didn't mean
I
to
would
interrupt.
still be upset regardless if somebody, took that much money of my money and bought a house and then tried to
well,
hide it from me.
Pecan Pie brought up a really good point. Okay, he's been sued multiple times, y'all, multiple times, and a lot of times the people that were suing were looking for monetary gain.
Like Ann
Okay,
Arbor.
huh?
One other dude, no,
What?
he sued her. I'm sorry, she didn't sue him. He sued her. Was it Ann Arbor, like his ex-girlfriend, the one that was the media
Nicole
personality?
Arbor.
Nicole Arbor. Yeah.
Ann
I mean,
Arbor's a
something like
city. I was
that.
like confused. I was
I
like,
know,
what?
I couldn't remember exactly what it was. I knew it was Arbor something, right? That
Well,
was like a big thing
let's
because he
look.
made a lot of videos on that.
Yeah, let's look at when that was. So Pecan was like, "Hey, did one of these sales take place in May?" Now I looked up one of this house, and I did see May, 2020. Let me see. Let me go back. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly when. May 2021. Okay, now this is I mean, I know what you found, Kate, is a little bit off from what I found. It's kind of similar, but during that time, there was a transaction made, like a transfer, of one of these homes in May 2021. That entertainment. So he had a concert that he kept saying, I'm sick, I'm sick, while at the same time posting videos. That entertainment company ended up suing him because the show ended up getting canceled and that venue ended up losing a lot of money, and also the fans did not get their tickets refunded. So they were suing him for their replacement of lost revenue, essentially, right? Now, what do people do when they get sold? They transfer their money into assets
Yeah.
because you cannot be sued for those
Yep.
things.
Yeah.
Now, when were the other times that he was sued? Now we know that Nicole Arbor was trying to sue him. There was another lawsuit. Oh man, I'm having a
I
brain
hate to
fart.
interrupt while you're talking about a cup, but QueenBee, I'm seeing in the live chat that Don was on apparently he's on Dolly's channel going off.
Oh hell.
Yeah, he is. He's on there acting a fucking fool.
Jesus.
He's like, everybody's at here. I put it on.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but to change subject, but that's kind of interesting.
Them poor little them. Oh my gosh, they're victims. Everybody's fucking victims, right? Yeah, what the fuck ever. You want to talk about victims? Really? My daughter's the victim. Me and my wife's the victims here. If you want to really talk about victims, I'm a victim of my stepsister's bullshit.
Okay. Well,
They tried to put me away. They tried to send me to prison, man. Do you not know that?
I understand
Wow.
that. That's the things that are going on, the things that be said are absolutely horrible. I mean, I can't agree with none of that.
They're
12
not
years old.
horrible. They're horrific.
Well, that's something you got.
Nuh-uh. Is that happening right now?
Yes, it's live.
Oh man, he didn't got out of jail and went back to being a fool, huh? I mean, come on now.
Yep.
Stay off the internet, bro. Stay
Yeah,
off the internet.
and on every fucking creators panel trying to get $10,000. And today's Summer's birthday, so I'm sure he's feeling some type of way.
Are you serious? God,
Yeah.
especially on this day, get the fuck off the internet, bro.
So did something actually happen to Candace? Like, is she actually having like heart problems?
I don't know. I just seen that article, and I don't know.
Man, Dolly is sucking this up, right? His access to Dawn. He is like,
fuck
he
right,
is
he is.
like,
You know, fuck, hell yeah, he is. Fuck yeah, he is.
I wonder what fucking old Betty and fucking Molly gonna say about this tomorrow. Well,
Are
that's one thing that gets
Dolly
me.
and
Like,
Betty and them still cool?
No. Dolly hasn't even texted Betty back.
And
That's
that's one of the things that got me about Betty that we were talking about when I was talking with Uni is that was when she went live with fucking Molly go fuck me and decided she was going to explain how the reason they got Don fired was because he refused to do an interview with Betty, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
And she admits it. She admitted it on a live stream. Well, if you want to get fired, maybe you should have done an interview with me. Like, really? You just like, and that's what I love about these fucking tragedy pimps is that they cannot help themselves, but admit everything they've done, like a badge of honor. It's the same thing with Betty and her fucking racism bullshit. It's gonna get me riled up, but she's a uber racist.
Yeah, she said her excuse for that was that she was drunk and
which one, the Proud Boys aspect or the fact where she was in the so there was the Proud Boys video where she's out there with the Proud Boys fucking yelling at some private school board member's house, right? And then you have the aspect where she's around a bunch of MAGA guys. And I'm a conservative Republican from the South, right? However, when they're out there and she's around a bunch of guys and she's throwing up, fucking obviously doing it on purpose.
Yeah, she said instead she didn't say white power, she said white powder, and I said, yeah, oh fucking K. Yeah, oh fucking K.
And then, you're attacking, and you purposely go to an Ashley's furniture store and attack the black woman working there and claim that she's being racist by calling Molly a Karen, and then goes on a live streams about how she can kiss her white ass. I'm like, come on now, come on, you're just
calling her ghetto, all types of shit. She's a disrespectful ass bitch.
Said, oh, they look like they were high. Are you serious? Like Betty, are you fucking serious right now? Like, continue talking because you're just digging your own grave. You
the same could be said for them. Because who the fuck oversleeps and get from getting all fucked up the night before?
Right.
Can't get up to get your goddamn furniture. The same could be said for them.
And the moment that they had a chance to go down there to start some issues, they wanted to go down there and create content, right? And then they walked in the store, and the moment that Betty saw that the women behind the counter were black, she was like, cha-ching, because she was just like she hadn't been able to be racist in a minute, right? And now here's her chance, and she's like, I'm gonna go at this.
This is how I know Molly wants content out of it, and she's making content because she made another fucking video. I
watched it. You talking about the one with the hotel in Chicago tonight?
Yeah, with her fucking dumbass.
Yeah, no, I watched it before I came on here because I was watching it for Union.
Oh, hold on. You said hotel in Chicago. Hold the fucking phone.
The last one I saw, she said she was in Chicago and she was.
She said she was at the airport in Chicago. She was flying to Tulsa. Bitch, don't tell me she's just a couple hours away from me now. Come on now.
Hey, Queen, I don't mean to start nothing.
Goddamn car.
She said I'm in Chicago, and she was in like what looks like a hotel, right? And so, I mean, that's the video I saw.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you want to take your earrings off and do your thing, like do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to argue
I'll
with
be
that.
there in an hour, Queen.
If she's that close, then shit. I mean, I would like to have a meet and greet and just say, hey.
Well, apparently,
What's
she's
up?
going to a meet and greet in Tulsa with one of her fans, a male, and he's the only one.
Oklahoma?
So, yeah, Tulsa,
Yeah, I
Oklahoma.
thought that's where she was, but shit, if she's in Chicago, then she's only just a little hop, skip, and a jump away from me. Hey, girl, hey.
Yeah, but then that video tonight, the last one I saw that she aired from, she's talking about the Ashley Furniture thing again, where she was blaming the woman that
All the
shot you
people
or
that
whatever.
called, including myself, she's a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Had she not put it on there, we wouldn't have called and told her she was put on a fucking platform.
Yeah. And then if she gets fired, it's y'all's fault, right? And Uni's fault, my fault technically because I'm on here too, right? And
No,
so it's our
their
fault.
fucking fault because they went in there starting shit, and then they put the shit on fucking YouTube and made it even fucking worse. It's their own goddamn fault. Molly needs to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down and take accountability and take a long fucking look, a long hard look in the motherfucking mirror.
I'm just gonna tell you, man. The funny thing is, though, here's the thing. Like when y'all watch these women, right, and they boom in my words, right, and Uni's words, like boom out, right, when they get all fucking irritated and agitated and pissed off, right? Can they not like they project more than any projector I can buy on Amazon? It's literally like watch how angry so you need to stream tonight, and he was going over Betty's like latest like little live right, which is like kiss my white ass and all this kind of stuff, and the things that she says in there, it is literal projection, and she's like, well, that's hypocrisy and all this kind of stuff. It is, they're the number one, they're the dumbest group of moo cows I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think Dolly's trying to separate himself from the bullshit because his brother passed away or whatever, but he's been focused on the Dawn shit. And MGL and Betty have been fucking around. Olivia took herself out. And yeah, House of Williams. Now, let me say, you know what? Let me bitch about her for a motherfucking minute. Why the fuck was she at Tyree's fucking house? What the fuck was she doing today? What the fuck was she doing?
Who's this?
Mallory, House of Williams.
Yeah, give me the download. I don't know what she's doing.
Okay, Tyree Nichols. She was outside I don't even know what the fuck her dumbass was doing, but she was fucking standing out there somewhere doing something. There's fucking pictures of her floating around.
Oh, Jesus. She's nothing but an e-girl anyway, so.
E-begging ass bitch, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. From what I understand, like I've never watched House of Williams, but.
Oh, she's like, listen, everybody, listen. And there was a girl, her name was Jackie. She fucked around and called her Blackie. And then she's like, oh, that's because I'm 2% black, huh? That's because I'm 2% black. Bitch, you're not 2% fucking black. Shut the fuck up.
You are friends with a literal racist.
Shit, I can't believe.
Like, I don't get this. I don't understand this, right? Like, I don't understand how like even like Molly. So what Molly did is she backtracked, right? So after this whole thing happened with old girl at Ashley Furniture, okay, with fashion and all this kind of stuff, right? She makes an apology video where she like apologizes to her, and I'm really just mad at the movers and this, that, and the third, right? Because she's backtracking like a motherfucker because she knows that she's now attached to everything that Betty does, and Betty has gone like she's gone full fucking HH. Let's just fucking
all
like,
fucking Karen.
wind, right?
I'll just say it. Shit.
No, not just Karen, but racist fucking Karen, right? Like, and that's why I made the joke on Uni Stream tonight. Like, do me a favor, Betty, stay away from the fucking lemonade stands. Because she's that bitch with the fucking glasses calling the cops on fucking black girls selling lemonade, right? And that's exactly what she did. She's like, well, she's racist against white people. I was like, why? Because she fucking told you 1,000 times to call a number she didn't have, and then you're gonna follow her around, cyber stalking's an issue, and I'm being a cyber stalker. But yet you admit on a live stream that you're gonna follow this poor girl around to every other employer and tell them that she shouldn't be allowed to work around white people? Are you
Can I say
fucking
something real quick?
serious? Go ahead.
Earlier you said you were a conservative.
Yes,
I'm a
ma'am.
conservative and I'm Muslim and I'm black. Not every like I just want to set the record straight. Not every conservative is racist, okay?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. No, that's what irritates me about what Betty does is that I am a conservative also and a Republican, and I'm a Southerner. And the thing is that and I'm a white guy. Like I'm like blonde haired, blue eyed white guy, right? And the thing was I'm trying to say is that she makes people that look like me look bad, right?
Yeah.
And because she's out there, and don't get me wrong, like you can be, certain aspects, but they take it to an extreme, like the Proud Boy bullshit and all this kind of stuff. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That whole fucking white pride shit, you could take it away. Go somewhere else. White powder or whatever you want to call it. I think Uni calls it white pow pow because he doesn't want to get YouTube mad at him. You take your white pow pow shit and shove it up your ass. Go the fuck away.
What about skins?
Oh, fuck off. No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We ain't playing that game. I've been in the military. So I've been in the active duty in the United States Navy for the last almost 21 years, right? And I have served around everybody. Like all different ethnicities, backgrounds, religions, you name it, right? And this whole racist stuff it's an excuse for being lazy, and you want to blame people because I don't know, your life didn't turn out the way you wanted it to because you're too fucking lazy to do something about it. Like it really irritates me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on my pedestal. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I personally think just racism sells. If you look at the news, right? What does it talk about every single day?
I know, right? No, I get you. I get you.
So it's just a way to I don't know. Let's not walk down this political road anyway.
No, I didn't know. What I'm saying, like, I'll put it here.
You know what? Here, because I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. It's 2:00 in the morning here, and I'm fucking tired. I gotta go. I'm getting tired.
Can I ask like the two things right fast before you jump off?
What's happening?
One, Buttercup. You said like you're Muslim. Like Muslim in the aspect of like, did you convert or you like naturally? If you don't want to tell me, that's fine.
No, I was born. I'm from
Nice.
South Africa.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, ahlan wa sahlan. So,
What?
but yeah, I know, right? I know. Well, I speak Persian and Farsi
It's
as well.
Assalamu alaikum.
Well, if you're a Muslim, I'm not a Muslim. So the way I was bred when I learned Arabic, if you're not a Muslim, it's ahlan wa sahlan because you don't say assalamu alaikum because you're not Muslim. That's what they told me.
No, you can say it to Muslims, or like
okay.
if you're Jewish, you say salam, which is the same thing.
Correct.
So like sometimes
same
Jewish
thing.
people, sometimes Jewish people come up to me and be like salam, and I'll say assalamu alaikum, and it's just an understanding. We'll just like nod and stuff.
So I'll say back to you, wa alaikum assalam, right?
Yep.
And so,
check that out. See, man.
I know I'm just a dumb Southerner. I know, I understand. But
no, it's all good. Shit, I think that's cool as hell. You know what I mean?
And the second thing I'm going to say is racism is lazy. It's nothing other than just being lazy about blaming people. It's just laziness.
Racism sucks, and I really hope that in 2023, we can, as humans, grow and to stop with the bullshit. So.
Yes, I agree.
Anyways, I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for hanging out. As always, it was a wonderful conversation, and we'll be on tomorrow, and we'll be talking about the Murdoch case and the trial and stuff like that because it's been going on. I got to get caught up on that shit. We've been dealing with too much bullshit, and I got lost track. So we got to get caught up on that.
So I'll see y'all tomorrow. I miss you, Queen.
I know you need. I know I need to. We need to talk some shit. I'll call you on Discord or something. I still got your message box. You know what I mean, like the inbox. We'll chit chat and stuff. Or do you watch the Idaho 4? You caught up on that, or you've been busy, honey? What have you been? Or the Murdoch case? Anything about either one of them? You've been able to catch up?
A little bit. I mean, I don't think I know about the Murdoch thing. Gotta figure that out. But
well, you know what though? We can go over it tomorrow though, because it's an interesting case. Once you start learning about it, you're like, oh fuck.
It's a fucking rabbit hole with that connection to the town and the history with the family. Oh god.
Yeah, he was like, well, he acted like he was rich, but it was really like money that he's stolen. It was embezzled. His wife and his son got shot.
It was like family.
Oh, I know
like
about that.
family,
Yeah.
What do you call it? Yeah, it was like it was a
That's an
family
old case.
respect, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a trial
it's happening
now.
Yeah, it's in trial now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know all about that. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we were just gonna talk shit about that in the Idaho case. So catch up on stuff going on both of them. You know what I mean? So I'll probably pop on here tomorrow. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like morning time or afternoon? What works better for y'all?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna sleep in tomorrow. My baby's gonna harass me and want pancakes.
I know.
So yeah, I mean,
We'll
whenever.
schedule for like 11 or 12 or something like that. You know what I mean? Just be looking for me. I'll be on here sometime tomorrow, y'all.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
I appreciate
Queen.
it.
Thank you.
Say smoke. It's closing time. Roll them, smoke them if you got them. You ain't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. Good night, y'all.
I've been on my own for 3 weeks now. I've been drinking every single bottle, Jim Beam down. You say I'm crazy, but I think you're just mad. You say I'm wild, what's so bad about that? Baby, we were good, like wine going down. But only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. I walk a straight line, but it only brings me down. There's love in that bottle that I'm drinking down, drowning a heartache since you walked out. Only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. Even the preacher, he says he can't help me. I've been singing praise the Lord, hallelujah, but it don't set me free. You say I'm crazy, but I think you're just mad. You say I'm wild, but what's so bad about that? I've been seeing old lovers, but they can't keep the memories out. Oh, only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. Oh, I walk a straight line, but it only brings me down. There's love in that bottle that I'm drinking down, drowning a heartache since you walked out. Only the whiskey can save me now.